Oh no. Waluigi does not agree. Hello. 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 Welcome, everyone in. Everyone in. Welcome. Booyah. Hello. Shit, I take it back. Please forgive me, Waluigi. I didn't mean it. Wow, that was quick. That was very quick. Oh dear. How's everyone doing? It's Wednesday, my dude. It's Wednesday. We're doing something a bit different today. I'm gonna be making some shit. I've had to quickly rustle this together. I mean, I've been planning this for weeks, and I've meticulously set up this amazing setup, which is gonna work 100% with absolutely no issues whatsoever. If you saw the setup right now, it's so crazy. So I've got the microphone here. Usually you can't see the microphone, but the microphone's right here. Attached to the arm of the microphone is the webcam. So that you guys can see the stuff down here. Welcome in, HK. HK's a thing! Holy shit! That never happens. Never happens. Everyone, look out for HK. How are you doing, HK? And how are you doing, Chelsea, as well? Good, thank you. Yeah, I'm not too bad. This week's been a lot better for me. Had some good news at work. And yeah, had some stressful times, but I'm actually being supported. Which you don't hear often when it comes to work-based stuff, do you? But yeah, I'm actually being supported at work, which feels really nice. I sound far away. How do I sound now? Is it because or is it something else? How do I sound? You think the music can go? Oh, right. Sorry, the music. I need to sort out the music again at some point because it's very delicate. And for some reason, it likes to go back up in volume all the bloody time. There we go. Was that part of the stresses a few weeks ago, feeling unsupported at your job? I mean, yeah, that's basically what played a big part in it. Without going into too much detail, basically being told I was doing something wrong, even though I learned it from someone else. And this is what my manager said. She's like, there was a three-way Spider-Man situation of like whose fault it is, with me in the middle. Fuck work. Yeah. So yeah, and I didn't really feel supported during that time, even though I'm not going to go into too much detail. I don't want to push too much detail, but that is the crux of it, and basically the responsibility that what I was given, and that was a part of, I've decided to not do anymore. One, because it stresses me out, and two, because I don't see myself progressing through that part of the company. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, as vague as I can be, that was pretty much it. And this week, thankfully, I feel like I'm finally getting supported again, mainly because my manager came back from holiday. That was the reason. But yeah, all sorted now. Yeah, well, thank you for asking, HK. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. But yeah, today we start building. There's two things. HK is a good guy. I agree, Chelsea. HK is a really good guy. We have two things on the go today. We're not going to be gaming. Well, it depends how quickly I finish this project. Nice one, Chelsea. You're not on Team HK at the moment. With you're not the thing. Stop making me blush. In all truth, HK, you do check in on all of us, which is really nice. And I hope we do the same thing for you as well, as much as possible. Yeah, we're gonna build something today instead of playing games. See how that works out whilst also shooting the shit, which we do have a topic today. Chelsea, are you able to ! Topic me? And today it comes from HK, funny enough. This is what he wrote in the Discord, and I've taken that, and we're gonna talk about the different things. Yeah, what are the chances? Yeah, we're gonna talk about the different things, and then also kind of go into the idea. I think we're gonna go into the idea of like story versus gameplay. That was where kind of my mind led with it. We've got that topic, but we're also going to be talking about the Overwatch 2 debacle. This was meant to happen 2 weeks ago when it was like right on topic, but I still want to. I want to talk about it. I feel like it's potentially unresolved with people in chat potentially. I don't know. We'll see how things go though. If anyone wants to bring any new topics as well, feel free to drop it in the Discord. And if I do ask for topics tonight, then yeah, drop it in the chat as well. There's always some good things to talk about. Thank you, Chelsea. Okay, so should I show you the setup now? God, everything's all over the place. Right, so let me just put my light. It's a good thing there's a magnet attached to this light, because if there wasn't, there wouldn't be some overlight on here. And I'm glad also that the mic stand is made of metal. Right, let me just check that everything's all right. Okay. Oh, it moved a bit. There's some tape. There's some tape on here at the moment. And transition. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. All right. I mean, so that this camera is better, but I didn't want to have to move it, and there's no way in hell it's hanging off of the thing. It costs too much. But the webcam I've got is one of my older webcams, but it's alright. It's an alright quality. It'll do what we need to achieve today. I think, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so today I did reveal it before, but people were still kind of trying to guess it in Discord anyway as well. I suppose I only revealed it on stream. But this right here is going to be a DIY Stream Deck. And it's mainly to help me with just physical buttons. Because I do have this, which is like a tablet version of a Stream Deck, which is all right. It's okay with what it is. I don't think I've got the music track over this, have I? Bear with me a second, guys. There you go, music track. I saw him. You saw who? Who did you see? Did you see Murray? You saw Murray. Murray's there as well, by the way. My dick. Oh, you want me to play it? All right. Okay.
With my dick.
Like that.
With my dick. Gonna put it in with my dick.
Chelsea, I always hear Chelsea laughing from the other room. Every time.
I'm gonna put my dick in.
I'm gonna put my dick in. Oh, Chelsea loves it. Chelsea loves it. I love it. I think most people love it. That's why it's there. It's probably the most popular button at the moment. Maybe. We'll see. So yeah, these are all 3D printed parts. Got the 3D printer literally just right here. And this is what I did. Like some of the things I did on my on mine and Chelsea's week off of streaming. It was more towards the end of the week that we did that. You know my fave. Oh, is it the Samuel L. Jackson one? I feel like that's your favorite now, right?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
That's what we got for backseaters now, as well. If nobody's caught that yet, any backseaters that can't shut the fuck up, we've got that now. And Chelsea will. She has like a exclamation point for that one as well, which you can quickly push it if you want, Chelsea. That's fine. She's like. I can already hear the keys.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Purely because like people can't help themselves, unfortunately. It's in more of the extreme cases. Like I'm not gonna do it with like someone who obviously didn't read the rules and obviously kind of maybe a bit more timid. It'll be more for people who are just like, we've told you once, this is the second time. Right. But yeah, off topic. Can you backseat this build? For God's sake. Backseat in construction. I don't think I could do that even if I had an instruction manual. Funnily enough, we do have an instruction manual though. I haven't actually put it on here. Let me just plop it on here quickly. I will do it in studio mode first. But we do have a PDF here, which I probably will just have on the screen every now and again. Where are you? Application, which one bloody is it? Display, no. Game, no. Do you remember which one it is, Chelsea? Window capture, sorry. Found it. I found it, guys. We do have like a little instruction manual here as well. What? We got an instruction manual as well, which I can, if needed, just zap away. Right. So, for God's sake, you getting the fucking? Is that bloody James's? Yeah, it is James's thing. Are you asking? Yeah, this is a Stream Deck, and I actually have. There we go. So these are all the internal parts as well. And so I already had some of the components. There was a few bits and pieces I had to buy, and obviously the cost of this, but estimated about 25 to 30 quid's worth of stuff. And when you combat that against like 130 quid of an actual Stream Deck, which, to be fair, an actual Stream Deck is pretty cool. They've got screens on all the keys and stuff like that. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. The only difference as well, and one of the things that I really loved about this design, is that it not only does it have these buttons, but it also has sliders. So 4 of these sliders will attach to the volume on OBS for every single thing, and instead of having to scramble on this stupid fucking touchscreen, which keeps breaking by the way, the sliders, I can instead have the sliders on here and just be like, oh yeah, just turn that down just a tiny bit, or turn it up just a tiny bit, or whatever. Or it can be a quick fade, slow fade. I don't know. Having physical fades is pretty good. Yeah. Before we go into it though, this was one of the failed prints, unfortunately. So this is what succeeded it, because you can see that there's actually like a bit there that's constructed like that. Literally ran out of filament just at that point, which is ridiculous. It's like you have no idea how close I was to finishing the damn print before it ran out of filament, and then just as soon as it does it, it basically just kind of renders it useless to a certain extent. I suppose I could have printed another thing, but yeah, this will be going into the recycling pile. I've got like a massive bag of of filament plastic, which can be recycled as well, which is cool. So yeah, not being wasteful, getting shit done. Yeah, I've compiled that waste bag for a while, with just like loads of little bits and pieces of plastic and stuff like that. And yeah, at some point I'm just gonna like remove all of it. I think it'd be quite interesting going back through it as well, just to kind of see the mistakes that I made through the past and the different things that I tried to print. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'll start doing some of the build first, and then we'll look into actually chatting about our topics. And yeah, what I would like to talk about whilst we're going through this though is I have been playing a game called System Shock. It's a System Shock remake, and I can't get enough of it. I've been thinking about it all day after playing it last night for what, 2 or 3 hours. I think I was playing it for. It's incredible. I can't comprehend how good that game is, and I can't wait to play some more of it as well. So yeah, this is something that someone has made online, has made it free to download to print yourself. System Reshock, hell yeah. I never played the original as well, and it's like one of those games that apparently everyone should like try, because it's an older game and it's just really good. My hands look really red under this webcam for some reason. That's whatever. Okay, so what it's telling me to start with. So these are all the print settings here. But what it's telling me to start with is the heat inserts. Don't know whether I want to start with doing that yet. Maybe I do need to do that. Oh, hands in that cam is me every Friday. It really isn't though. Look how red this is. It's definitely not the same amount of redness. I might be able to change it a little bit as well. Again, this is like jank setup right here. Like I've tried. Maybe it's a saturation. No, that's too much. I think that's better actually. It's still a bit red. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get what the desired approach. Ah, no, that's already better. That's already better. Look at that. It's a little bit desaturated, but then again, it actually looks pretty accurate to what it looks like in real life as well. So, okay. When I played System Shock, I only know it has the inspiration predecessor, yes, to BioShock. Is it similar or totally different kind of game? So, I haven't really seen much on the original, and I haven't played the original, but the remake, it's classified as the first immersive sim. Like, that's where the genre came from. Apparently it was from System Shock, which, yeah, then later on BioShock came out and people were like, wow, this is pretty similar to System Shock. And it's mainly similar in ways that you are plopped into a situation with a storyline and minor character details, but generally you're kind of more playing as yourself as you're going through this area, and there's just details to the max in levels, in I suppose text logs, and just the information that they give you in general. And so this is the first game in a long while that I have actually read through all of the text logs so far, and I'm left wanting more. And that's saying a lot. Like, I genuinely don't like text logs in games, but they don't give you like massive chunks of text for one, and it's actually really, really just fascinating, I suppose is the word. It's really immersive. It is really immersive. For me, it was. I had the lights off last night, and I was just zoned in to just playing it, and I got lost. I got lost in that game. I don't know if the same thing would happen to anyone else, but for me, like, I was just like, I'm on this ship, I am doing these things, and this is like, there are genuine scary parts in this game, which again doesn't always happen, and it's purely scary through tension from what I could determine as well. I suppose we better just like go through it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through it step by step with this. So let's clear out all of the shit just on the side. So get those over there, get this over here, get that over there. But there is a demo as well, HK. So if it kind of piqued your interest, I'm not sure if there's a demo on Xbox. You might have to check that. But on PC there is a demo. If it's out on Xbox, I guarantee you there would be a demo for it. It'd be a bit weird if they didn't actually bring out a demo. Okay, so we've got the sliders. And there's 4 of those. We've got some diodes, which we'll go through what they do later. Sorry, let me actually just get this window capture. Some diodes. Got a load of key switches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, there's 9. I think I accidentally doubled up. I won't need those ones. I have the brain of the machine, which is this very tiny microchip. It'll actually, I don't think it'll focus. I think the webcam is a little bit. Oh wait, no, there you go. Sort of. It tried. Yeah, it's failing. But yeah, it's a microcontroller. And it's basically a way to turn coding into something physical. So, for instance, with this, you're able to turn physical buttons into something that can go into the computer and know exactly what you're doing. Pretty cool. And then these are the bolts that we're going to use. I think they're M3s, which is usually the thickness of the barrel of the screw, I guess. Let's try this again. Definitely tries to do it. There you go. I just have to bring it in close enough. And then these are the heat insets, which I could choose what I wanted to do with these, which is quite interesting. So I could have chosen to stop the print halfway through, slot some nuts into these, and then let it print the rest of it. And then you'd have just nuts built into it. Or you could have like nut slots. Yeah, slot nuts and nut slots in there, which you could just slot into. But I like to do heat insets, and what this does is really, really cool. I don't know if other people will find this cool, but you basically take these like brass heat insert, I think they're brass nuts, but they're nulled nuts. Looks like the console ports are being delayed. Damn. Well, when it does like finally arrive, HK, I do recommend it. Yeah, very similar to BioShock. Slot nuts. And what you do is you apply a very high temperature to this nut, and it melts into the plastic. So you then just have a nut inside of the plastic, just like that. And it's one of the coolest things I've learned about 3D printing is that like you can just do stuff like this, and it means that you have a screw point inside of the inside of the thing. It's pretty cool. A bunch of Naruto and Dragon Ball games, nice. That's actually why I was asking about right, and I was getting my butt kicked then. Oh dear. Which ones are you on at the moment then, HK? Butt kicked on a DBZ game. I've seen the Dragon Ball games but never played. Yeah, because me and HK were talking about it, and it's like I've yet to find a Dragon Ball game that I've been able to fully sink my teeth into. I was playing Raging Blast 2. Oh, okay. I think I had one of those. Shit. 369. I think I had one of those actually. What was the key selling point of Raging Blast? I definitely bought one of those versions of the game though. And to be fair, I did enjoy what I played of that. I just didn't carry on with it. I couldn't. Again, I felt like I couldn't really sink my teeth into it. Jeez. Okay, so this is the wood burner, but this is what I use to melt the furled nuts into this thing. So before I do that, I'm just going to check that. Okay, so it goes into both sides of this one. And that's it. So there's just 8 that need to be done. Okay. Ugh. My screen keeps like coming off. Oh shit. Come on. Alright. I think we're plugged in. Okay, so I've got to wait for that to heat up. What I might do is actually make it a bit bigger so you guys can see a little better. It might be a bit blurry, but bear with me. The way I've got attached to this isn't the best. Cool. I'm honestly not sure what the selling point is compared to the others. Close up, not blurry at all. Oh, nice. Good. I'm glad. Thank you. I think, from what I remember, Raging Blast's main selling point was, I think it was ease of use with the controls of how to. No, Raging Blast was its 3D element, because before then it was Budokai, which was, it was more of a, it wasn't 2D, but it was more of a side cammed beat 'em up. Whereas with Raging Blast, you can fly in like a 3D space, can't you, to do what you need to do, right? I believe that's what it was. And I was like, that's awesome, I want that game. And I got it, and I played it for a bit. That's true, yeah, it's full 3D. I think that, so I believe, HK, that was the first one where they did that. Might be wrong. It might have been, yeah, well, probably Raging Blast 1, but I think that was the first time they actually properly did it. Ooh. Do I need to screw that in? Oh, God. That'd be right. Okay, let's test this bad boy. Oh, actually, I've got a sponge here, so yeah, so I can hear it hissing at me. So should be hot enough, and what we do is I just shove this into the hole, clearly, and then what happens is it will start to melt the plastic around it, and then it's in like that. So we now have a nut that is actually inside of the plastic, which is fucking cool. I don't know if other people get excited about this kind of stuff, but I do, and it's just fun to learn these things and like basically be like, holy shit, I didn't know that was a thing. And it makes it look so professional as well, because it's like you get like a lot of products that look like this where they just have it melted inside. I always wondered, like, how do they do that? I don't know if they melt it inside on proper products or what, but definitely how you do it on this one. There we go. Perfect. Bloody cool. Okay, what I might do, I'm going to see how the noise suppression sounds, because I do like to have the sounds on this thing. I feel like if I'm doing a project or something, then you want to hear some bits and pieces, some ASMR shit. How is that? Let me know if it's a bit much. You probably hear my lips smacking a bit as well. but now you can actually like hear me moving stuff around, which I feel like sounds a lot better. I'm sure you'll feel extreme joy knowing you built the whole thing with your own materials. Yes, that's it is an amazing feeling, just from scratch, knowing, yeah, you're right, exactly what you say, HK. Do you know what my fave ASMR sound is? Yeah, is it Dexter eating his kibble? People clearing out their makeup supplies. They fast forward it a little, and the clicky sounds of it all is just... Yes, that is my fave IRL ASMR. Okay, all right. so you had one, and then I said one, and you're just like, no, wait, no, you're right. That one is my favorite, actually. So like clicking around of like brushes and stuff, and lipsticks and stuff like that. So like I suppose like hard plastics. The song of lipsticks and makeup pots. Okay. You know what my favorite ASMR sound is? Someone eating some juicy pickles. Nah, I fucking hate that. That sucks. Fucking... I feel like we should, when we finally get some pickles, Chelsea. You know those pickles in a packet thing that Ash recommended. I think we should do like a bit of meme ASMR with it as well. Right, so there we go. I think we're set for doing this now. So I'm just gonna unplug it. Hopefully I don't unplug anything else. Good. And I'm just going to put this somewhere where it isn't going to burn down. And that place is usually the windowsill. So, windowsill, aho. Okay, safe and sound on the windowsill. Right. Speaking of what happened to the Dex eating emote, Chels, because it ties in. Right, yeah. Yeah, Chelsea put it up just wasn't it testing it or No, it was midstream because there was a reason for it. It was midstream, but yeah, I think you were actually halfway through doing it, weren't you? So you want to kind of get it finished before getting it out there properly. Which I think it looks good, but I can't remember what the changes you were going to make actually. Was meant to leave it up past. Yeah, there we go. I'm not eating pickles like that unless I'm getting paid, as in close up with sound. His eyes look dumb. I can't imagine they look dumb. I need to use a better word than that. Okay, so we've got these in. We're just going to quickly test it, and basically, because I don't want to skip steps, just in case. Get one of these, because this is I need a small one. These are Allen key bolts, so I need an Allen key for that. His eyes were stinky. I don't know if that's any better, to be honest. So if I just... There you go. See that one screws in nicely. I'm gonna assume that the rest are fine as well. Well, as long as 2 of the corners are at least fine, then I think we're good. There we go. Look how flush that is. So it's like the perfect size for it. So they've definitely accounted for this type of bolt for their creation, which is great. So yeah, it's solid. And those knurled nuts. Those knurled nuts.
It's
Tell
as
you what.
satisfying to me as coming is, as having sex with a woman and coming. And so can you believe how much I am in heaven? I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right? So, I'm in heaven.
I am in heaven. Thank you, Arnie. It's genuinely, like, I'm not coming, obviously, but like genuinely, the feeling is great. Like, one of the best. But yeah, this will basically go on the bottom. It was going to be black, and then like when I had to reprint it, I didn't have any more black, but I was like, I kind of like the idea of this whole, like the whole part of this being purple, and then having this side as just the black part. And then I printed the purple knobs for the sliders as well. Ooh. Purple against black, hell yeah. I'm not coming, obviously. We need a quote thing. Put that in the Discord for now, Chelsea. I'll set up a quote exclamation point thing. Okay, let's bring this up again. So I've done all of these. So we are set for the heat setting period for this. Assembly. Switches and potentiometers. Here we go. So let's get the switches in here. We have some not ceramics. We have some Gateron Browns, which these are actually the same that are in my keyboard, my new keyboard now. These are Gateron Browns as well. So I will have the same feeling keypad as I will with my regular keyboard. Look at that consistency. It's as if I designed it to be that way, which I did not. I didn't know I was going to get Gateron Browns in my new ones, but yeah. Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah. That'd be pretty funny actually as soon as he looks at that. So I'm going to assume that they go in this way with the logo the correct way up, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let's just do that though. Holy shit, that fits so well. Yo, look at that! That's not going anywhere. This is crazy. That's so good. It's very satisfying. I didn't test this, by the way. I probably should have tested doing that one. Glad I didn't need to test it. Let's go with that. How would people feel about having some different music on? I kind of like the idea of not having music on for the VOD as well. So, maybe some chill YouTube music. Now he's coming, yes. It happened, finally. I want to listen to more Final Fantasy VII, but I feel like that's all we've really listened to and not any of the chill streams, so... Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna put it on. Put it on. Put it on. That'll do. Means there won't be music on the VOD then. Right, Gator on. Oh, that is satisfying. This is great. This is great. Oh, there's a bent pin there. I suppose it doesn't matter about these if there's bent pins because they're going to be soldered. They're not going to be going into any like sockets or anything like that. So, right. Oh, I've got 12. I've got 12 keys, not 9. I miscounted. That's fine. I have more. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So now I've got a link up to those as well. Awesome. Starting to feel like a little bit heftier now, which is nice. Okay, let's move on to the next part. It's very uncertain music. I like this better. From underneath, you can see the distance between the uppermost pins. Yeah. So I should have looked at this part, but I assumed correctly, so it's fine. 200%. Yeah, no, I got it right. We good. Okay, potentiometers. These are the sliders. Let me move this a little bit that way. There we go. And then we've got this part. And it's telling us that pin 3 needs to be towards a certain direction. Take the lid and position it face down. You'll have to hand hold this one. The pot sliders will protrude from the underside when inserting. Push potentiometer into place. It should be a snug fit. Not too tight, but it requires excessive force. But not too loose that it will easily fall out. Note the orientation of the plug labeled 3. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a little 3 on this pin here. So that goes in there. Just check again. Three ground, yep. It's very, very nice and snug. They are correct. So I've always wondered what did BioShock do that was considered groundbreaking? It does everything it does well, just not sure what about it. I think it is the world building within it. I think from what I can determine, it's world building whilst also maintaining good gameplay as well. The gameplay was very consistent in that game. The flow of the combat worked really well. And having that with a good storyline, with a good like twist moment, and just, I suppose, a crazy good looking environment with a very unique environment as well. I never really don't think I've seen anything like that before, so that was it's an interesting one. I think it's probably something to do with that. Okay. Because good immersive sims are few and far between, unfortunately. There we go. Ooh. Feels quite nice. That's cool. Okay. And it's telling me there should be roughly a 0.5 mil gap. This ensures that the mounting clips will butt against the pots. Let's get a ruler out. Not that I'll probably be able to measure this properly, but right. Yes. 0.5 mil. Yeah. Yeah, just about. Probably say that it was more 1 mil. This ensures that the mounting clips will butt against the pots rather than the lid. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but at this point, I'm not going to be able to change it anyway. So that is. Oh, right, the clips. I get what it means. I get what it means now. So these. I didn't push it in properly. I have now, though. There we go. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. I'm not feeling this music. I don't know, guys. Genuinely, like, there's like some good bits and pieces that I'm enjoying, but it keeps coming up with some potentially stinky ones. Oh, did I need to do them one at a time? Oops. Oh well. Take a clip and whilst squeezing slightly, insert it into the slits. The slits. Okay, so we've got these purple clips which I also printed out as well. Yes, Chelsea. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that worked. That works. Awesome. Ah, hey Ben. Welcome in. How you doing, dude? How's things going? How was your visit to our Scottish friend? And did you go and see Kyle on the way there? Because I have a feeling someone was a little bit salty about it. God, fuck off. Fuck off. Really becalmed by the chillness of this stream. Good to hear, Ben. Have I got enough clips? I do have enough clips, thank fuck. I haven't put it up yet. That's where it is, Chelsea. I need reminding every now and again. No, although I did discuss it with Katie. Okay, you might want to watch the start of the Minecraft VOD because Kyle is snaking his way into basically be like, isn't it weird how how Ben didn't come and visit me on the way to Scotland. To be fair, I think he's just trying to push buttons. It's not a genuine thing. I think he was just trying to be funny, and I thought it was hilarious, honestly. Yeah, I hope so too, Chelsea. That's the reason for it as well. Hoping Kyle comes out of the woodworks, maybe. I don't know. He's a very private person. Okay. That is annoying because that's what I would have wanted and not what he would have wanted. That is like I feel like I'm starting to understand Kyle a lot better now. I'm just like I assumed that might have been the case as well, and he's just trying to just shove it in there just to like slip in a joke in some way, or yeah. I imagine, yeah. Well, yeah, button pushing, but just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a harmless jab as well, isn't it? A jab at nothing, clearly as well. If he is the type of person who wouldn't really want it either. Okay. Ooh, yeah, the fader knobs. So, look at that, though. Fucking yeah. Okay, let's move that to the side. So I even printed the fader knobs as well. And what we've got is, because it asks to use some filament from the 3D printer to plop into here, which is pretty sick. Will there be a Rib Kyle button on this brand new Stream Deck? Maybe, potentially. Oh, welcome in, Dooth. How you doing? Fader knobs, new penis name. Maybe. I feel like a fader knob. You know when people get that haircut, like a fade? Imagine that around your knob. A knob fade. You know that people have that as well. Like some people are just like, yeah, I want that dick riz. Also, there's a Kyle command. Are you still my little northern bald man? Stealing. All right. I bought the rights. No, but have you seen the new emote as well, Ben? Have you been around for the new emote? I don't think you were you? Yeah, because it was Minecraft Sunday. There's a Kyle emote now. So yes, I this is clearly me trying to steal him. No, so like that command is purely because I keep getting Kyle and Carl mixed up. 30 and yes, yeah. There have been plenty of innuendos, but yeah, at the moment we have the fader knob though, and I'm now about to trim this thing a bit. Let me just turn this off. Boop. I know I want chill music, for God's sake. This is not fucking chill. That's alright. So it's telling me that I need to chop this part off. Bloop. Bloop. And just trim away a little bit. There we go. It's got like a nice little indentation on there. I might need to like sand it down a little bit on the edges, but hey. I think it's kind of fit for purpose, isn't it? And that'll do it just fine. Look, and it just goes straight onto the thing, so we've got the fader knob. And I just gotta push it down. Perfect. Oh, that's good. Hell fucking yeah, look at that. I'm gonna be fading my knobs all the time now. There we go. Thank you for doing the showers, Chelsea. Also, dude, you got Warhammer Bolt Gun on the radar. I have indeed, Ben. I'll probably be playing it on stream at some point. I'm saving it for stream specifically. What I have been playing, though, and I told HK, is I've been playing System Shock Remake. Ben, if you get the chance, get on that shit. If you want a good first-person shooter, immersive sim game, get on that shit. It's so good. So good. There's a demo as well if you aren't convinced. It's very much worth trying. Fader knob sounds like a penis losing its sparkle, its shine. Oh. Well, this fader knob ain't losing its shine, it's making one. It's got some shine on this knob. Stop diddling it. No. Playing with my knob. My knob. Yeah, I need to stop actually. Just having a blast playing with his knob, yeah. Shit, didn't even realise it was out. Recent release. It came out yesterday, Ben. I played it for like a good 2 or 3 hours and I'm sold. And I've spoken in this stream before how I don't like to read text logs and stuff like that. I've read every single one and it's left me wanting more, which is insane to think about. Playing with his knob, yes. Yes, I'm playing with a knob. Right. Before we carry on with this, shall we actually get into some proper shooting the shit? I will continue to build this whilst we chat as well, and I'll keep it in this format as well, so that people can see what we're doing. But do you usually watch Chelsea? She can answer that one. That's always a good sign. The willing yes of exposition. Yes, it's just like I had the lights off, fully immersed in the game. Tense moments. The evil AI Shodan, who is the main antagonist in that game, is on point. What do you think? Okay. So, today's topic is brought to us by HK himself. HK left a message in the Discord. You know what? We're gonna pause this music whilst we're talking about this. HK left a message in the Discord. Thank you for shouting out HK. That is definitely deserving of a HK. HK of a shout out. Everyone's deserving of a HK though. Oh, you got the picture of the robot on there as well. That's so cool. That's for bringing a topic. Hell yeah. Thank you, HK, bringing, yeah. And his message was, one topic I have an idea for is the balance between gameplay and story. Games you loved the story but didn't care for the gameplay. Stories that were meh but played extremely well. And games that hit that sweet spot. I think that's a great way that we can go into it. I generated a list. I don't know if anyone else has their own internal list that they can get into. But by all means, we'll go through each of them. I think that's a good starting point. And then we can start to talk about, like... Well, like, is there a bit more into this of like the idea, like kind of like the idea, like does there need to be good for both? Is it alright if one is better than the other? Let's have a look. So, in terms of only the story, first one on my list was Spec Ops: The Line, which I know that a few people have played. We're not going to go into any spoilers. I feel like I would like Chelsea to play that game. I don't know if she would though. But Spec Ops: The Line gameplay was very generic, very, very generic, but the story was did something that like I feel like it did so much for that genre, just in general, of just being like, yeah, maybe we should talk about this thing that's happening in our video games that's like a bit weird. And it really kind of like brings in a good conversation starter with that game. It's really great. Good call. That's a good opener. I thought it was one of the main ones that I instantly thought about. Most BioWare games, true, yeah. Most, most. Okay, I'll give you that. Most BioWare games, I agree. Most Bethesda games, I don't know if I fully agree with that one though, because I love the gameplay in most of the Bethesda game. There's a few Bethesda games that I don't like the gameplay of. And yeah, you're Chelsea. You're instantly on Chelsea's bad side there, unfortunately. Now, Ben, what have you done? What have you done? So yeah, we got that. Uncharted 1. I thought the gameplay wasn't really good. It didn't get good until Uncharted 2, but the storyline I really enjoyed it because it was definitely like a Indiana Jones style storyline. No, we assume you're talking about Bethesda RPGs, Ben, and Chelsea is still going to be like, yeah, you're digging yourself a bigger hole, Ben. Early frictional games and Amnesia to a certain extent was another one for me, where I felt like they started to get better with the later on in Amnesia games, but they were so finicky with the gameplay that it was really difficult to get through. But the tension and the beats in that storyline were great. I enjoyed that. I can see where Ben's coming from though with Bethesda games. It's like they are a buggy mess, but the problem is they are still fun to play. The gameplay is still great. That's where I kind of like draw the line with that one. Deadly Premonition. The gameplay in that game is horrible, absolutely terrible. But the storyline has beats that, like, obviously Twin Peaky, but it's very much like The Room kind of style, where it's like the storyline is clearly bad, but you're seeing the inspirations and you're seeing this one person develop like an idea and has made this thing into fruition, and it's somehow good because it's bad. Brutal Legend. The start of the gameplay for that game was great, but as soon as it went into an RTS, they ruined it. Again, in my opinion. Yeah, we know Chelsea is right. The writing, characters, and setting make them great, in my honest opinion. Is that? Oh, right. Is that for the Bethesda game? Yeah. Or am I, for God's sake? And then the last one on my list of what I could think about was MGS4. MGS4 kind of... The gameplay didn't really seem that good to me. It couldn't decide whether it wanted to be a stealth game or an action game. Whereas the previous ones kind of like drew a line on every part of just like, here's stealth, make sure it's stealth, or here's action, do action. Yeah, Ben, like that. It's definitely the stinker in the series. Definitely the stinker. Again, have a bleh time with other Double Fine games. I don't know what other... I mean, most other Double Fine games that I've played have been alright. Tell a lie. I haven't really played that many Double Fine games, which is a bit weird considering I love Full Throttle and Grim Fandango, which same people. I'm pretty sure they're the same people. Just not under Double Fine, I guess. Much prefer a port of that than 3. It would be more deserving. We were talking about this the other day, though, that clearly I was talking with people. I don't know if I spoke about it on stream, but they're clearly bringing out a remake for 3 because they're testing the water, and they know that 3 is the most popular. So they're like, okay, we're just gonna push this well-beloved game, give it a remake. If it doesn't do well, we don't remake anything else, or we don't touch that franchise ever again. So they're giving it its best shot before potentially killing it off or selling it, which I think that's what they're doing, in my opinion. See, it's a bit quiet now. Maybe just regular music B. Sorry for the music change, guys. I can't fit the vibe. I'm going to have to look for some different music at some point. Played once. Wait, are we saying games that are good story but shit controls? It's shit gameplay. I mean, yeah, shit controls can count. That's what we're playing. We're going through at the moment. But that's the end of my list, actually. MGS4 is the end of my list for only the story, whereas the gameplay is like, yeah, I can bugger off. Wait, KOTOR falls under BioWare games. I'm from Chelsea. Time out this, man. Yes, Ben. Yeah, the gameplay in Mass Effect 1 OG was terrible. I would have put I would have happily put that on there, although I think I ended up getting into Mass Effect 1 and being like, I can get through this gameplay, it's fine. Like, it's serviceable. It's not bad. But then again, like, should a game really be serviceable in terms of its gameplay? Probably not. Okay, so next up on the list, unless anyone else can think of any just where the storyline is good, only the gameplay. First one I put is, and this is going to be questionable, very controversial, and if Kyle is in, which I'm assuming Kyle isn't in at some point, he would have replied to what happened before. I would say the Soulsborne games. And it's not necessarily because they have bad stories. It's more that they don't shut... Ah, Kyle's in! I knew that! It did it! It's that they only kind of give story in other ways where it's not in your face. But those games, and you can't kid yourself here, are purely for the gameplay. Come on. They are for the gameplay. Like, you can bring in the story afterwards and like, oh, okay, so this means this is the reason for this, which is great. But come on, we're all playing Dark Souls games with the intention of trying to beat them, best them in some way, of taking up the challenge, and from it being more of a gameplay standpoint. Isn't that right, Kyle? How are you doing anyway, Kyle? How's things going? If anything was going to get Kyle out, that would have been it. I'd say even 2. 2 was great. What are you talking about, Ben? Mass Effect 2 was great. DMC. Interesting. Even though, like, the story is kind of charming to a certain extent, you still don't like the story for DMC. That's interesting, Ben. He's going to hunt you down. I have to say, that's what I used to think, but Kyle has shown another path. Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. I knew it! I knew this was going to come up. As soon as, like, I even added it to my list, I was just like, oh, if Kyle's in, if Kyle's going to be in this one... Oh dear. Nah, it's mega shit in my honest opinion. Campy can only get it so far with DMC. I guess you're right. I mean, I suppose like when I played the recommended DMC 3. Did I play through DMC 4? I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I enjoyed those games way more. I think that, so is that the same for all Platinum games then, Ben, as well? Like, just Platinum games in general? Although I think people, isn't Nier Automata, isn't that a Platinum game as well? Resi Evil. The OGs, I agree, not necessarily remakes. I think they've definitely taken a turd of a storyline and made it better. Dead Rising, yeah, I can agree with that. That is purely for the gameplay. DMC, mine as well. Rename them Capcom. Nice. Yep. Kyle, I hear you are angry that I didn't drop in. Genuinely wanted to, but presumed you'd say no. This is where it's coming out. The way Kyle said it, I think, was in a jokey manner anyway. I feel like in that was only one reason you stuff on the Bellender's shame. What a weasel. Yeah, you're a permanent. Sorry, but yeah, Ben, I forgot to say you're a permanent fixture on the Bellend of Shame now. By the way, you're actually on the Ballsack of Shame currently, which is intended to be a permanent feature. And yes, there are multiple reasons. It's not just that you didn't visit Kyle. But yeah, I'm starting to wonder if it's one of those things of just wanting to be asked. Maybe is that the case, Kyle? You just wanted, you don't want it to happen, but you'd like if it was just asked. Is that the idea here? I understand that. I agree. I've been that way, but then also after the fact, I'm just like, why do I want that? Why do I want people to at least ask me? There's no real point, is there? Yeah, I wanted the opportunity to say no. Annoying. It is annoying. I agree, Ben. It is an annoying trait to have. Why am I on the Bellend of Shame? Magoo got attacked by a creeper, and lo and behold, I went up to your tower, and there are no torches on your tower, Ben. It is a cesspit for things spawning up there. So yeah, you're currently on the Bellend of Shame. No, this isn't part of the list. Oh, right, okay. Oh, you're saying, right, yes, you're right, HK, they are all Capcom, yes. I agree. But then again, I also kind of agree with some Resident Evil games having bad storylines. Fair enough, and sorry. Yeah, I need to apologize, Ben. It's purely for the bit at the end of the day, I think, but yeah. We lit that shit up. Right, I'm going to quickly go through the gameplay ones now. So, Soulsborne, Just Cause series. No way in hell is anyone playing those for the storyline. Crackdown, again, purely gameplay. This is another controversial one, which I know people are going to disagree with me, but anytime I've played these games, I'm just like, there's no way in hell I'm trying to get an idea of the storyline. The Halo franchise. Controversial? Is that more controversial than the Soulsborne? Yeah! HK's coming in hot. Are you coming in hot? I think that's just an opinion. I can't get into the storyline of Halo. There are some cool moments in those games, but I think gameplay has always been on. I didn't know today was Fight Night. I know, not my favourite character. Oh no, it's happening. Okay. Ooh, these fader knobs are looking pretty sick. Sorry, HK can't ban him from his own stream. Damn straight. Alright. Yeah, sorry. So we don't have to have Halo on the list. I won't put Halo on the list if I feel like it clearly isn't universally disliked as a purely, well, seen as just a gameplay game. Dying Light. I hated the storyline for that game. but the gameplay is incredible. Every first-party Nintendo game. Sorry, that's another controversial take. Very sorry, but every fucking first-party title Nintendo game is recycled content. So Mario, Zelda, Metroid to a certain extent. I think the storyline for that could, like, it's definitely more of a gameplay kind of thing. Although some of the games have good storylines. Animal Crossing. You know what I'm saying. Kirby, my favorite story game. Is that, do you play Kirby for the story, HK? I've heard that has some quite like in-depth stuff into it. If you look into Kirby, the lore of Kirby is quite extensive. Okay, fader knobs are on. We're going. In terms of only gameplay, no story, as a kid I would have said Grand Theft Auto, but as I've got older I've appreciated the stories more. A lot of people didn't like the story in GTA 5. I really enjoyed the story. And it would be the pure reason for why I'd ever want to play the single player ever again, because of the story. Like, I enjoy the gameplay, sure, but I could go to multiplayer for that gameplay. Like, or I could just fuck around with that gameplay rather than go into like actual story missions and stuff. So yeah, I think story is good in those games. You never played Animal Crossing, so how? I've seen it been played. That's why. Hell no, I don't play Nintendo games for the story. Maybe the characters and atmosphere of Zelda, but no story. See, I'm getting I'm getting less pushback than I thought I was going to with Nintendo first-party games. I know that there's extensive lore within Zelda. Mario, not so much. Like, genuinely, it is the same story over and over again. I know a lot of people say that, but those are pure gameplay. I've seen it been played. Are you out of here? Alright. Okay. I, for one, was shocked when the princess was in another castle. Case in point. Okay. Now we're moving on to both, which is, I feel like, more of a rarity than the others. Obviously, it's harder to get both right than to get one or the other right. Clearly, I put MGS2 because not only am I right, but it is my favorite game, so why would I not say that? MGS2, I feel like the story is phenomenal, in my opinion. Even the context behind the storyline is great. But also the gameplay, I could play that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know. Mario was deep symbolism on the errors of mankind if you get drunk. The shit games category. What the fuck? How dare you? Gears of War, boys. I love the story for Gears of War. I agree, HK. I really want to play those games again. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Now, where we probably disagree is that MGS2 is better than MGS3. Maybe? I don't know, actually. I can't remember which one you preferred, but I prefer MGS2 to MGS3. But MGS3 should be on that list as well. In fact, I even put on here most MGS games, apart from 4. Now we agree. Good. Yes, play them. I do want to play them at some point. I think me and Brad were talking about playing them at some point on stream, so I'm sure that will happen at some point. I thought we were about to slate games. I mean, it's so easy to find games that have shit for both. I mean, it's not. I haven't actually got a list for that because I was just like, yeah, we're not going to slate. I feel like that's just kicking it whilst it's down, to be honest. My favourite story is when man with thick neck shoots gun. Yeah, that's every Unreal Engine 3 game? Is that 3? I think it's 3. That was Gears of War. I think MGS3 is overrated, if I'm honest. Yes, Ben. Yes. Yes. Yes, it was. It totally was. I agree. Everyone loves MGS3, and MGS2 is the actual sleeper hit that everyone should be playing, but nobody does. People play MGS2. Games with bad gameplay due to the error, but enhances the story and feeling. That was one of my points. That is a good point, actually. So there are plenty of games that came out on older generation consoles that weren't able to fully achieve what they needed to do, but ended up enhancing the game either with knowing or without knowing, which I thought was quite interesting. There's something about the forest setting which makes the stealth less satisfying. I also didn't like that they took away the like properly be able to hold up people like you could in MGS2, but I suppose they did that for a reason. You're more sneaking camouflage than holding people up, I guess. That was one of my points. That's a good point, actually. Sorry, I can't remember which one that was. Oh, right, what I just read out. It is a good point, though, right? So, for instance, Silent Hill 2, OG Resident Evil trilogy, and Tomb Raider, which I put in there for Ben, and probably Ben alone. Games which had restrictions due to when they came out, but enhanced the gameplay because of them. Silent Hill 2's tank controls, its stilted voicing, and just the fog, I suppose, as well. Just that in general enhanced the game in some way, where having somewhat of a bad gameplay helped to push this very feeling of discomfort and tension in it. And again, I don't know whether it was intentional or what, but regardless, it did a really good job. Again, the Resident Evil trilogy, the tank controls helped create tension because you'd be struggling with them. And funny enough, they actually brought it over perfectly for Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake. And I still don't know how they really did it. You still get that feeling that it feels like a tank control style game, but it isn't. You're playing like essentially another Resident Evil 4 gameplay game. But it still has that feeling of like tension when you're trying to shoot down a zombie. It's great. And then Tomb Raider, I was like, I wrote no yellow paint to bring true exploration experience. So you get the true feeling of being the Tomb Raider by having to actually search everywhere, look everywhere, and you have that limitation of not being able to easily find the solution, I guess, right? I don't know. Is that why you play that game, Ben? It's a good point. There we go. Yeah, yellow paint, Chelsea. Chelsea doesn't like yellow paint. I don't mind yellow paint. I think it's fine. And then my next point, which I can't remember writing this, is it all right for a game to have bad gameplay to enhance the story experience? In my opinion, Silent Hill 2, poor movement. I did already say that. So yeah, it's like, is it? Yeah, and that was the crux of my point, really. Of like, is it all right for one to be bad and one to be good anyway? And like, obviously, there's points to be made that it makes the experience better because of it, because of those limitations. But like, I suppose it's not necessarily an intentional thing that one is worse than the other. Everyone's trying to make a game that has good storyline and good gameplay in some way, have like a little bit of a balance. Although there's a lot of people, I suppose Mario games, they do actually they're just like, no, gameplay comes first. Think about the story second. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Just like, is it all right that it's like that? Would you rather every game have both good story and gameplay? And we don't live in that world where it's black and white like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like the limitations. I like it when there's sometimes bad gameplay that enhances the story in some way. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the other way around really fits though, because if you were to have good gameplay and a bad story, I don't know if that would ever enhance the gameplay experience of having a bad story. I don't think it works that way, does it? It's only, in my opinion, only the other way. But yeah, those were just my musings with that anyway. I thought it was quite interesting. Yeah, tell me what you think. Yellow paint was my only gripe with Resi 4. I do like the lack of hand holding. Yeah, the yellow paint in Resi is odd. Yeah, I didn't mind it so much. It wasn't in my vision when I was playing the game. I don't know. I would hope it had both. Who wants shit? Yeah. Good point, Chelsea. Limitations are one thing, but I wouldn't want bad gameplay. That's somehow good because it's bad. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I think there are certain things where gameplay can be like a little bit bad, I guess, right? A little bit bad, and that enhances the story. But if it was just full on bad, then nobody's gonna play it. No to bad gameplay. Okay. But then we look back on the list and it's just like only the story. But I suppose a lot of these games in terms of Spec Ops: The Line, Uncharted 1, early frictional games, the Amnesia games, Brutal Legend, MGS4. The gameplay isn't so bad that you're unwilling to play it. And in terms of Spec Ops, the gameplay was somewhat bad. And by bad, like I even put here, it was uninspired. But the storyline enhanced it. Like, a crazy amount. I don't think there's any game I've tolerated bad gameplay. Okay. Can handle quirks. Me last night with that Harvest Moon game on my DS. Yeah, you instantly turned that off. Spec Ops was serviceable. A poor man's Gears. Yes, it was. I actually listened to an interview with the guy that wrote the story for that, and that story wasn't actually intentional for that game, but he pushed for it. It was meant to be just another generic shooter, wasn't it? I believe. But because he was writing for it, he was just like, no, I'm changing this shit. Like, we're actually going to bring in some good points in it. And that's why the gameplay is, like, generic and why the storyline is unique. I just don't have the patience for it. I don't think most people do as well, Chelsea, to be fair. And there's so many games out there as well that it's just like, as soon as... I don't know whether this is just like getting old with this. I think it is, but I don't have a lot of times to play games. So if there's a game that I'm just not enjoying, I will happily drop it unless someone tells me no, you need to stay with it, or whether there is a good reason to kind of stay with it the entire time. I don't know. I think that's him covering his ass. Okay. All right. I think that was a great discussion point, HK. I think that really opened it up for me, and it made me think about a lot of stuff that I thought about before with this whole Silent Hill 2 thing of like the gameplay isn't great, but it enhanced it in some way. There's always like these like little bits and pieces you can go into and think about. So yeah, another great topic. Thank you. Actually, I never really got the meta-ness to Spec Ops. I've always seen it as just a man going into hell. Interesting, HK. I mean, it was for me. It was to do with mental illness and PTSD and the idea of one man killing hundreds. Which happens in so many of these different games, but they actually put a spin on it. It's just like, no, this isn't. This is fucked up. But yeah, great discussion. Thank you, HK. On to the next point. Unless anyone else has anything that they want to say, feel free to come back to that topic if you have an idea that you wanted to come across. That's fine. Yeah, I understand the PTSD aspect, but not the anti-COD narrative, so to speak. I kind of got the anti-COD because I think it's just the pointlessness of like they made it literal of like of who he was killing, of the pointlessness of war. They made it kind of literal of like bringing faces to the people that you're killing as a way of kind of telling you it's somewhat similar to these other games that you're playing where you're killing a shit ton of people. I think you can kind of connect things up a little bit there, but then I suppose the other thing is just like there's so many COD games. There's so many first person shooters that do the same thing, and then there's finally one that didn't do the same thing. I have one thing. I'd like Animal Crossing to be redacted. Denied. Denied. I'm very sorry. Denied. Okay, right. I'm going to actually quickly get a drink before we move on to the next topic. And even before moving on to the next topic, we're actually going to have a look out. We're going to look through the next part of this as well and determine what I need to do next. So I'm not going to play a Chelsea. I feel like you can literally just look at an Animal Crossing game and know that I know I never want to play it, and I know the reasons for why I never. Anyway, regardless. Anyway, right. I'm going to go get a drink. I will be back in just a second. Right, I am back. Sorry if you heard my lips smacking just then. I forgot that the noise filter isn't on. I probably heard it go. Which one am I going on to? What the fuck is it? Do we not have a close-up button on here? Oh god. Okay, well, there we go. The snack is back. Nice. Did you fix the eyes then, Chelsea? Talking of snacks, I want one. There is a bag of snacks downstairs. I just had a Snickers. Let's have a look if... Ugh, it's not allowing me. Can you put it on there, someone? Why are you sick of looking at it, Chelsea? Oh, I like it, Chelsea. That's good. I like the eyes are going outwards. That's so good. I like it, Chelsea. Why do you say for now, though? That's what I want to know. Right. Okay. We're moving on to the next part, guys. I love the sassiness. How are people feeling about like the build, the idea of doing build stuff and chatting? Like obviously won't be doing this every time, but anytime that I feel like I want to build something now, I can easily just do it on stream and we can chat on a Wednesday or whatever. And this can be a build day, but I'm happy to go back to games as well and do stuff with that. Oh really, Chelsea? Ah. I appreciate that. Lovely idea, yeah. Oh, good. I will make sure to actually bring it back when I can then. I do have a few more bits and pieces that I can build. Okay. So I've got some isopropyl alcohol in this now. I just realised that this still has like glue stick glue on here, which is what I use to make the prints actually stick to the build plate. So, ooh, prefer the build setup for chatting. I think it's nice. I have a quick topic. What is it, Ben? I feel like your quick topics turn into bangers, so. Go for it. Just gonna clean this up a bit. Just got some lines on here, although I think those are just scratch lines, unfortunately. Yeah, those are just scratch lines. I can't do any of those. It's fine though. Doesn't matter too much. Be nice to not have scratch lines, but yeah, it's whatever. Do you think it's acceptable for me to say what I did about me actively not developing the channel? You literally just made... Why have I got a fatal error that comes up? That's... God's sake. You're gonna have to elaborate, Ben. Do you think it's acceptable for me to say what I did about me actively not developing the channel? You're going to have to elaborate. Because I can't remember you saying something like that. But I'm wondering if you said it in a certain way that I just don't remember. Murray is keeping watch. Share with the class. It better not be the chocolate bar. Don't know if you were there. Chocolate bar, oh. For fuck's sake, I'm an idiot. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I wasn't in chat. I didn't see any of your streams last week, unfortunately, Ben, because I was preoccupied and I was also very stressed out from work. And I was hanging out with Chelsea. It was really nice. So if you could bring context, that'd be great. Yeah, also I don't It better not be the chocolate bar. I don't know what you mean by that as well, Kyle. Okay, I had different people saying X needs to be better or Y needs to be added. I was just saying that this is mainly a hobby that I can't commit a lot of time to. And I'm happy for people to unsub if it's not good enough. Oh, for God's sake. Topic! Damn it, Kyle! It pissed me off. Change. I can't commit to a lot of outside time to I won't commit any time to. Holy shit. So were you actually going off on one, Ben? Or is it a bit more chill than how I'm kind of perceiving it? Can't and won't. I don't know what you mean. I don't see anything wrong with that, Ben. Ben was frothing at the mouth. No, it was chill. Okay. I personally don't see anything wrong with that. Especially if you've actually said it on your channel as well. And also, I feel like if there was something in particular that you would... that would be perfect for the channel, it would be something that you yourself would be motivated to do. Enough to the point that, oh, I'm going to actually spend time out of my extra time away from streams and away from schoolwork and actually do it. But if you don't have the motivation, I don't think that the thing that needs to be contributed towards the channel is potentially good enough. Maybe, I don't know. So in that respect, if you have motivation behind it, that you actually want to do something with that, then it means that the content that you are going to be bringing to the channel in terms of emotes, I'm assuming emotes and other related things, that would be a way of vetting it in some way, right? I don't know. Is there a timestamp for this convo? It was a matter-of-fact statement. I wasn't even angry. I think it's absolutely fine if people want to request features. I just don't want to set high expectations. I don't think you should be inclined to. And yeah, if you're doing it as a hobby, which you have mentioned on many occasions, this is not a job for you. I mean, it's not a job for me either, but I'd probably take it a bit further than hobby status in some way, just because I want to kind of push stuff a bit more in general. I just don't want to set high expectations. I agree, to be honest. If streaming is a hobby for you, then what you do with your channel is none of anyone else's business. Agree with Chelsea. And subbing to a channel doesn't equal being able to dictate. Exactly. And that's what a lot of people need to understand. Fair enough. I can understand viewers, friends wanting X or Y improved, but yeah, it's also just a hobby and a way for everyone to get together and have fun. As long as they're not a dick about it or overly demanding. Flip side is that Kyle puts quite a lot of effort in. That is true, Ben, yes. But again, I feel like the stuff that he does, him taking it as a producer standpoint is what he enjoys doing as well. Which is why he has motivation for that and why he spends his extra time to do it. I think it's all motivation based, right? And yeah, if people are trying to force you to do something, I think it's a case of like creativity as well. Something, what did I get it from? I can't remember, but the idea of someone else dictating your own creativity isn't creativity. Because it should come from your internal motivations in some way. So having someone dictate what you should do for your channel isn't what it should be, because someone else dictating it is potentially then going to create something that you don't want, and it should be your vision of the channel or what you want to do with the channel that is what creates that channel. And anything that potentially blurs that line, in my opinion, potentially wouldn't be good enough. In my opinion, for that, if you haven't got the motivation for something that someone else wants, then that isn't your vision for it. You should be dictating it by your own vision and your own motivation behind it. I don't know. I think people also just enjoy memeing about stuff too, so complaining about things could also be that. That's also true, yeah. Ignore me asking about KOTOR almost every week. Yeah, but you that isn't like a stream thing, HK. That's just trying to get me to play KOTOR in my spare time in some way, which again, I am going to set that up at some point. But I'm going to say, HK, there is a chance that I'm not going to enjoy it, and I don't want that to be taken the wrong way over. I don't think you would take it the wrong way, but there is a chance that I'm not going to enjoy it, and I won't play it past a certain point, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll see. So I can't reasonably expect that of him, and I don't. Kyle streaming when, yeah, he's going to take all of his motivations to his own streaming platform. Here's one demand we can all agree on. That Fukin line. No, HK. Is it still there? I can't actually see it. Oh, wait. So if you hover over it, you can definitely see it. It's against the white. It's just like 1 pixel of fucking line on that emote. It wouldn't be the same without my slovenly ape sidekick. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, if you can't be asked, this is not what you want for your channel. I agree, Jordy. Thank you. Yeah. I want to see some RimWorld and Tycoons. RimWorld, that's such a funny name. Of course, you may not enjoy it. I'm just excited about your opinions on it. Okay. Well, I know this, HK. I will play it to the best of my ability and the best of my motivations with it as well. But yeah, Ben, like, I think that's a good topic, and I think every channel should talk about it. And to be honest, I take that stance as well. If someone demanded something of me on the channel that I didn't agree with, or that I didn't have time to do, or didn't have the motivations to do, then I'm not going to do it. Every single one of the emotes that I've put on there, I've decided to take it upon myself, or I've asked Chelsea to make some for me, because I personally, I love those emotes, and you'll probably see in other people's streams I use those emotes a lot. And I feel like some people have this stigma of like, oh, you shouldn't use your own emotes, you should use other people to kind of contribute a bit more. But I fucking love my emotes. and it's because I feel like they each mean something to a certain point in each part of like my streaming process as well. It isn't just like, oh, I need a random one of this. It's oh no, this actually contributes in some way. So getting fucking motivation. I've got like so much motivation for those emotes to make them and do them. No, you watch said I like it. Yes, that's the statement right there, Chelsea. I make emotes I want to use. Yeah, like case in point, my sour emote, which was Kyle's idea as well. Kyle's idea is my favorite emote. Oh, but Ben's, yeah, you're right. Ben's suffering emote is a legendary emote. I fully agree. That is like perfect. A perfect suffering emote. I've never heard that mentality of not using your own emotes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a thing that I always sort of just like, I try not to use mine too much and use other people's, because I want to show my support of other people's emotes and other people's channels by using theirs. But then there's just moments where I'm just like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna freaking spam my own emote because I love it. I fucking love it. It's just again Kyle's idea for the sour emote. Harry's idea, yeah. But I don't think you should ever rush yourself into doing more emotes or doing more of something else for the channel. It should come naturally, because anything that you potentially kind of like force out I don't think will have the right pizzazz. And that's not saying like people shouldn't do that. I think for some people that's what they want. They want to bring those kind of emotes, and they do get the interaction with that. And I don't know, maybe that's how they got their emotes as well. I'm talking about like a lot of big streamers, like they will just be like, I need these generic template slots for this, and a lot of the time I feel like you need to be unique with your channel. Like everyone has some of the regular ones, and you should find emotes that are going to set yours apart, because then some people are more likely to sub again because, oh, look at that awesome emote that I can get if I just sub, and I can just use that emote wherever I want then. I also love suggested I did like the shocked me one and the love egg, but again, those are suggested, which you've probably had other ones that have been suggested as well, that you're like, oh yeah, maybe, but I don't know if I have the motivation for that. But those ones you had the motivation for because they have a lot of meaning behind them. Trying to be mindful of next year too, or I won't have any time at all. That's fair enough. At least you're being upfront, which I think some people won't even do that. I think as long as you're upfront about it, and you say to people, you can sub to contribute towards my stream, but know that this is a hobby and I might not be able to dedicate as much time as other streamers. And as long as you've said something like that, I don't see a problem, really. People know what they're getting into. Dexter playing a saxophone. That's a good one, I like that. Also, KJ, I have been working on another suggestion of yours. Yeah, which one? Ooh, that's a cock tease there, Chelsea. Nice, great topic, Ben. You always bring some bangers to the stream, Ben, and I appreciate it. Right, okay. So before we move on to any more topics, we're actually going to carry on with the build. I think this is good. I kind of like the in between. It means that I get to pause parts of the build. It means that I'm not rushing into it, and I can properly get into it now as well. It's pretty sick. So we've done this. We've put the fader knobs on. Looks pretty damn good. We will be coming back to this at some point soon, though. So we'll leave that here. Next thing that is up, we have a microcontroller, and this is the brains of the system, which all of these pins will link up to the different buttons and the fader knobs. And then we've got a USB-C socket, which will allow it to connect to the computer to see it as another HID device, which I can't remember what HID stands for. Nope, can't remember. But it's a HID device. You know which one, Geordie? I can't remember, Chelsea. You're gonna have to tell me afterwards. More classroom teaching, lateral move. Yeah, if it's Is that something new that's come up, or is this something that you mentioned to me previously, Ben? Yeah, definitely understandable if you're being full-time, full teacher. Dexter sound alert. Maybe? I can't remember. Either way, whatever Chelsea's going to be doing, you know it's going to be awesome. So yeah, next part is it's telling me that I need to solder on the pins. And before we go into that, I'll explain something as well. So this chip, this microcontroller here, is the same but different. It's a cheaper version. This is called the Pro Micro, whereas this is called the Pro Micro as well. But I think that's an actual Arduino brand one, or somewhat similar. But the one that they had was way too expensive and wasn't USB-C, and it's like, well, I want it to be USB-C. So I then opted to get a different one, but unfortunately it has these like very tiny chips. If it'll actually zoom in. Oh god, this camera fucking sucks. Sucks dick. Fuck off, HK. Micro crisp. Fuck. That is a bloody great joke though, HK. I love it. But yeah, it has like these little crisps on the back here. So I had to take some initiative, not redesign the plate, but just hack it up a bit so it can actually fit. So now it fits in snugly like that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Yeah, that is great. Can't remember. Decided to stay in education for the foreseeable and want a more solid foundation negotiating with the challenges of the classroom. We'll be teaching a year 6 class part-time next year. Interesting, Ben. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, Ben. Try not to get too stressed out about it, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I think that'll be a good one. Gotta go shower. No worries, Chelsea. Thank you for the lurk. Hey, check. Keep watch. Anyone steps out of line. Thank yeah. Great humor. I don't know. I think it's a mistake. Interesting, Kyle. Why do you think that? And I was also going to ask, what is the motivation behind it, Ben? Because I know you were talking about one thing of like the current path that you're on, that you're worried that someone, like, it was being geared up for other people to be able to take on your role in some way, right? Is that the idea, or is Kyle also trolling at the moment? Because that is a very troll emote. Dude. Okay, so whilst we await that answer, we have to get the supplied pins out, and so they pop in this way. I suppose I don't need the guide up because it is just going to be a solder job, so yeah. In fact, we'll just make it smaller. Come on, there we go. And I don't think I need to clip it in. I will just need to solder all of these points into their respective holes. And yeah. Yeah, although that's because I think the head is interested in providing leadership opportunities in the future. If I were to ever become an assistant head, I'd want to know that I can be stable through a year. Well, there's talks about becoming assistant head then, or that's the career path you wish to take, Ben. That's nice. That's a pretty cool ambition. I like that. And I find that understandable as well. Yeah, sure. If you want to be in a position where you are going to be higher than the teacher's teaching, then yeah, maybe having a little bit more of a practice under that would be great. I could do with some assistance with it. Yes, Kyle understands the emote. Yes. You look up at the sus comment. That's the point of the emote. It's so good. Nice contributions from Dooth. I appreciate it, dude. Oh, can I actually use this? I might actually be able to use this. So this here is my fucking awesome soldering iron. It's tiny, compact, and you can change out the heads, and it's got like a headphone jack thing to change them out. So fucking cool. It's quick to heat up. It's sick to use, and it's quick to cool down actually as well. Not that there's less of a chance of me burning myself on it, but yeah, the chance is there. Right. What I need first is I need my cotton wool. I need my sponge. Where's my sponge? Sponge is here. I think that should be wet enough. Yeah, that's fine. Nice wet sponge. I've got my tip tinner, and I've also got. Please don't break. There we go. I've also. What's it called again? Flux. I've got my flux. I don't want to tell people how to suck eggs. But I'm going to go through each of these just in case nobody knows what any of them are and what I'm basically doing here as well. Are schools in your area good, Kyle? It's about being reliable and consistent for you. Plus that emote is literally the head of a penis. Exactly. There's a way I can get through it. I'm Kyle. The other guy is Ben. I suppose, yeah. I always kind of like talk like this, and it's just like, that is a good point. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about making that mistake, HK. I probably should have mentioned, yeah, Fox is Ben. The shit-filled colostomy bag is Kyle. Unless you're talking to me in case, I'm happy to give an appraisal of the schools in my area. Kyle is the face of the channel. Don't say that. Don't say that, Ben, because that just mixes things up further. So yeah, let's go in a bit closer here. Hopefully it'll actually... that's fine. So we've got these like very tiny pins, and to be able to kind of connect this up with the sockets, I have to use solder, which this is lead solder I think I'm using, so I have to be careful to not breathe in. I should have an extractor fan. I do not, but I don't solder often, so I never really see the point. If I started doing it as a job, I'd have an extractor, but yeah. And what this solder is it has a lower melting point, which this is able to melt it to. And you're then able to melt the metal solder onto the point, and it creates it basically fuses it, kind of like a weld kind of thing, but just very simply, it just connects up two things on a circuit board. With this helps to clean. It's a tip tinner. You always tin your tip. You always tin your tip, just to protect it, basically. It's a protective layer, and to also help everything kind of connect properly. And then this flux helps for solder to fuse to metal points rather than the circuit board, which, if it's printed, I guess is either ink or non... I don't know. It wouldn't be copper, I don't think. Either way, non-metal stuff. So they're pretty good, challenging schools, but it feels like we're having some impact. If I were to ever be in leadership, I'd need to have proven No, I agree with that, Ben. You need more. What is it? More strings to your bow? Is that what people say? I think that's what it is, right? More bowstrings? I don't know. Oh, welcome in, Your Honor. How you doing? How's things going? We are currently making shit at the moment, or at least trying, whilst we're shooting the shit. So, making and shooting the shit. Honestly, it's a selfish need in a way. Also, I want to prove it to myself. I think that's a good motivation. Again, we talk about motivation and how it's important to have motivation in the things that you do. I feel like that's a motivation. You should do it. Don't forget, kids, always tin your tip. Before you dip your wick. You're taking it into a different realm. Tin your tip. Sounds like a circumcision. Yes, it does. For making shit too. Interesting. Looking at DIY jewelry holders. Actually, I'm all right. DIY jewelry holders. Dead tired. How come you're dead tired, Joanna? I've kind of been interested in jewelry. My grandfather used to do jewelry, so we have I think my mum has some jewelry making stuff. Has some old jewelry making stuff, but he died years when my mum was 16, so I never actually knew how to do it. But it's one of those things that requires some small handiwork to kind of get it going. You got to have the right tools and the right know-how for it. I'm interested. So what kind of jewelry holder is it then? I don't know Shopproof's name, so I thought you called them your yeah. Yeah, well known. I assumed that was the case. I've been getting loads of beads and just making shit. I want to get into wire wrapped as well, but I'm impatient. If you got the motivation for it, go for it. Unfortunately, I'm known as the colostomy bag. At least it isn't actually the shit-filled colostomy bag, though. Although Ben seems to always call you the shit-filled colostomy bag, regardless. So now's a good point. So I'm going to be going into some soldering anyway. Do you guys want to talk about the Overwatch 2 situation? And how much of a shit show that was, like 2 weeks ago now, I think. Because it was a bit of a shit show, right? The Overwatch 2 stuff. I have loads of jewelry. I forget because it's not on display. So having it on display will remind you and will make you wear it more, I'm assuming is what you're saying. Overwatch sucks. What's there to discuss? Okay, well, discussion over then. Yeah, it has my soldering iron has an LCD display as well, which I love. But yeah, I pressed that button. It's stuck. Okay, low voltage. Oh, I can't use that one then. Gonna have to use this one with the really tiny wire. Bloop. Okay. Heating. So it's now heating, and it passes 200 now. It's past 200 degrees. And we're up to temperature. It's awesome. It wasn't cheap, but I do enough soldering where it kind of made sense that I got something that is a little bit nicer. So we've got this, which you melt it into it, and it cleans it a little bit, but also tins it, which is nice. Just get that in there. Look at that. We've got a nice shiny tip now. Discuss away. Put the necklace I made into Discord. Ooh. I need to see this before we carry on. I'm sorry. I need to have a look. Craft, nice. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's great. I bet you were pleased with that. No, I really like it. Nice one. Crap. I feel like I wouldn't know where to start with a necklace, unfortunately. I feel like if I made a necklace for Chelsea, she'd be like, oh, this is great. Oh, this is good. That'll be my Discord, HK. So yeah, the Overwatch 2 stuff. I'm going to go through the points because, again, it was a while and we were meant to do this before I took my break, but it's whatever. PvE is cancelled due to, as they claim, they haven't met their vision and it's affecting the PvP mode. How disappointed is everyone about it? Were people waiting for the PvE elements of Overwatch 2? I mean, from what I can understand, it was the main reason for why people bought Overwatch 2, because I don't think the multiplayer element behind it really made much of a change, right? Between the two. I feel like I need to bring this up a little bit higher so you guys can see it a bit better. What I'll do is I'll quickly solder a couple of points so that it's actually in. Okay. Let's get a box of some kind. Be careful with that soldering iron, though. I actually have my robot box dog, which I still haven't made. That's a bit better. I think you can see that like a little bit better. Dude, I have necklaces people have made me from 20 years ago. It's some of my greatest treasures. I suppose the idea of making someone a necklace would be the reason for wearing it, but again, I don't know if I'd get colours right or get the look right. I mean, I gave Chelsea a Minecraft diamond necklace because she was she wasn't. She jokes about asking for a diamond necklace, so I got her one which had a Minecraft diamond thing on it. And actually, I don't think she really ever wore it because she kind of valued it, I suppose. I don't know. Oh, it looks great. Thank you. I put it. These two. Oh, you're right, HK. Yeah. Couldn't you also buy it as well? Could you also buy two as well, or was it just like deluxe editions or something to get more shit? I'm gonna do this and get a heat gun to make Ava foam stuff. What's that? Honestly, I could use workshop class craft room. Hashtag the dream. Yeah, I can't wait until me and Chelsea move into our potential next place, and hopefully I'll have a garage where I can just do all of this stuff. Because doing it in just an indoor room with no extraction fan is not great. That's brilliant. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good idea, and she liked it, but yeah, didn't get worn, and then the metal went a bit weird as well. I think it was a bit of a. It was one of the only ones I could actually find. Oh, okay. See, this issue is that the solder is now not going on, so I'm gonna plop a bit of flux on this thing. I need to use other things to just melt it a bit and put it on here. There we go. So if we flux it a bit, it should stay on a little bit better now. There we go. The solder is adhering a little bit better. I don't think she ever would because she valued it. Kyle. Kyle. You are the embodiment of the emote that we now have in the channel. Which should be the case because the emote is you, so. Alright, so I've done all of one side. Probably will have to check that a little bit closer with something. I do have a magnifying glass somewhere, so maybe that'll help. That's using your noggin. I mean, many of the necklaces I've never worn because they just don't fit my style, but I still treasure them. Okay. I think that is also Chelsea's excuse for it as well, to be fair. Which means it's worn out. You have to go mining to make another one, like an actual Minecraft. Yeah, I'll get some blood diamonds. Let's start killing some people to get the next diamond. A bit more solder on these. Yeah, I suppose the Overwatch stuff has kind of been talked to death, hasn't it? I'll quickly go over my points in a second once I've done this bit, but maybe there's nothing else to really talk about with it, just because it's a pretty cut and dry situation of just like the company not being bothered to fund what they were set out to do. Okay. Let's turn off this. Just check it over. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. I might need to get a multimeter just to check that the contacts are all good. But I'd say we're pretty set with this. Nice little solder job here. More often than not, the thought behind it is 10 times more valuable than the item itself. I'm like that anyway. Yeah, I think Chelsea would have. I think she displayed it somewhere as well. It's not like it just went unviewed or whatever. So, yeah, this definitely is all about the thought. Kind of reinforces that Overwatch 2 was just a massive waste of time. Yeah, I have nothing to add as I don't follow Overwatch whatsoever. Heard about it and was like, okay, yeah. So, okay, I'll just go over the points that I kind of put out for it because I was kind of interested. Do you understand their reasoning, or does it seem like a cop-out? Because what they said was that they spent so much time and money on trying to get to their vision. They didn't hit that vision. They didn't see themselves of ever hitting their vision. So they're just like, ah, fuck it. And they were also saying it was just like, yeah, we're not going to meet the Blizzard stamp of approval. Which is like high quality is basically Blizzard stamp of approval, isn't it? It's just high polish, I suppose is the right word. Is PvP neglect a good reason to completely cancel a PvE? Yeah, they said that they didn't want to neglect PvP anymore, and that's another reason why they cancelled PvE. How many people bought Overwatch purely for the PvE? I think. So could you buy it? I swear that you could either free to play or buy it. I swear there was a buying option to get extra stuff. Maybe there wasn't. Overwatch 2 is currently free to play. Does this change how we should see this news? That's an interesting one as well. I think it does because they removed Overwatch 1 to replace Overwatch 2. And didn't they... wasn't it something like that some of the content didn't actually go over as well? I might be wrong with that. I don't know. Stamp approvals, 100% cop out, yeah. So they say, yeah. How does this affect the fact that they remove Overwatch 1 to allow for Overwatch 2? Player count per team went from 6 to 5, I think was one of the changes. And was there a new map or two as well? That was a change. Now that PvP is cancelled, is there any point of Overwatch 1 being removed to allow for Overwatch 2? I don't think there was. It sounds like they're still just trying to make points for why they wanted to get rid of it and why they wanted to get people to play Overwatch 2. They are proud of their roadmap, but what is on the roadmap? I didn't actually find a link for it. I don't know if they have an actual physical roadmap, do they? Well, a public roadmap. Yeah, Overwatch 1 went away to bring 2, and we got an extra skin or some stupid shit like that for the game being removed. I like that there was a shit ton of streamers playing Overwatch 2. I'm assuming that they were sponsored streams. There was like loads of high tier streamers playing Overwatch 2 when it was happening, and it like there was tried to make this like big event of it, but it kind of fell flat. I feel like for me when I was watching it, I was just like, I started watching, I was like, oh, they're playing Overwatch. Wait, this is Overwatch 2. That was my reaction. That was my first reaction to it. I was just like, this is Overwatch 2? What? Have they misnamed it? Are you sure? Welcome back, Chelsea. Are high quality releases unobtainable in today's game dev environment? See, that's the question right there. And yeah, my points are that it was mentioned that the PvE is impossible with the required Blizzard polish. Would you have accepted a game which didn't have the Blizzard polish? Good question, Geordie from the past. if they had not cancelled it and they were just like, okay, we're just going to bring out the PvE, they probably wouldn't say this though. They wouldn't say, but just so you know, it's not got that Blizzard polish. They would never say that. But what if they did release a product that didn't have the Blizzard polish? Would you be accepting of that? Considering the climate of games at the moment, where there are so many games coming out where they seem to have completely bypassed the QA stage or whatever, or I don't know what it could have been. You know it. I'd say it's a day that ends in Y. What? I'm confused. Let me just check that this actually still fits. I don't know. I don't think people would have been accepting for it if it didn't have every day ends in a Y. Okay, all right. Okay, nice. Yeah, I don't think anyone would have been accepted of it though, if it didn't have the polish. Did Diablo Immortal get the seal of approval? Was that the mobile one? I didn't understand. It came out of nowhere, from what I could tell. I didn't know. I've heard that one before, but I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Chelsea taking the piss out of me again. Every damn time. Right. What am I doing? So I've soldered everything. Circuit diagram. Let's bring this up again. Whoop. We have a circuit diagram, guys. Lord knows, I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay, so what we've done, it doesn't matter. We finished this part. We're going on to the next part. That's what that means. Alright. Ooh, shit. Come on, fit back in. Do it. Do it. Okay. Well, oh shit. What is my chat fucking doing? Oh, businesses as usual. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, so was Diablo Immortal the mobile game, and if so, it probably did have the Blizzard polish, but nobody wanted it. that was my take on that one. I don't know how many people played it either. Actually, I do know there was quite a few people that played it, because a lot of people were sinking money into the game as well. Yes and no, yes, as the game's apparently really good. No, because the MTX are terrible. What am I here for if not to piss about? How are you getting on with the build? It's going slow, but we've been chatting a lot, so it makes sense. And I kind of like the idea of going in slow with projects anyway, so all is well. Nothing has gone wrong yet. Right, so I need this, and chill build sesh is always good. I agree. Okay, it says we'll start with the ground pins, labeled 3 on the Borns pin. Is that labeled 3 though? I don't know if that is actually. Oh, it is labeled 3, and that one's meant to be 4. Oh, I get it. I get it. All right. Okay, so there is a 3. That is the pin for it. Take a length of wire and cut it 3 times small, roughly 25 mil. So with this one, they have chosen to use a black wire. You can actually see it on here as well. So we have black and red. So I've got this, I guess. This will do. One of these bad boys. Just peel this right off. Okay. And then, so I don't mess things up, we are going to get a red one, just like the diagram shows. What's the matter, Geordie? Don't you have a phone? If anyone needs context for that, that's I don't know if it was a dev or just one of their PR people. People were expecting Diablo 4 to get announced. This was like a few years ago now, and and they announced this mobile phone game, and people were like booing in the crowd, and there's disruption. And then the guy on the front of the stage said, "What's the matter? Don't you guys have phones?" What a way! What? Oh, oof, oof. I'm surprised a riot didn't break out from that. So the strip things are in a certain number, yes. So with this, so I'm gonna have a red, and then I think, okay, labeled 1. So it's pins labeled 1 and pins labeled 3. And what this person has done, I think what I'll do, I think that's it. Hopefully there's enough wire in here. They have longer wires on there, even though they told me to get this length of wire. Oh, I see what they've done. So they've put... Ah, okay. Right. I know what to do. I do actually have regular wire, so maybe I should just use regular wire. So what I have to do is I have to connect up all of the 1 pins and all of the 3 pins. And what I'm assuming that is going to do... Yes, so that's positive and negative, which I'm assuming is why they've labeled it as a red, black, and white, red and black wires. So I guess I'll just sink my teeth into these. Holy shit! Yeah. Blizzard versus EA on who has the worst PR possible. See, I just think like EA's PR is pretty non-existent, right? In terms of like disasters, it's just like anything bad that happens, they don't really talk about it, right? I don't know, maybe they do. Either way, you're right, both are terrible. Need some extra wires. And I do actually have red wire and black wire. Do I have rigid red and black wire? Oh, I do have rigid red and black wire. Oh, do I? I don't have rigid black. Damn it. That's fine. How many times have I said that's fine on this stream? Probably way too much. So it did say like 25mm pieces, strip the ends, then twist and tin, exposed wired. Wrap these around the ground pins, connecting them together. For the rightmost pin, take a wire and snip off. Take a wire and snip off where connectors. Oh, right. Ah, okay, cool. Dupont connectors. I don't know. Is DuPont a person or is it a French word? DuPont. I think it might be a person. I might be wrong though. Yeah, all that fire. If the Microsoft acquisition goes through, can Xbox trade Blizzard? Or just get rid of them. Anything besides keeping them as current Blizzard. I couldn't say with that one, HK. I don't think they'd want to get rid of it though, because regardless of what's happened previously, that it's still a company that takes in a lot of money. I mean, they've got World of Warcraft. It's still a massive game. Yeah. Okay, so let's trim this bad boy down. I've shown you guys it enough, so I'm gonna make it small again. Oop. It was a joke. No, that's cool. I got it. I as much as it turns into a joke, I then just like, I think they would want to keep it though, maybe. So let's say roughly 25. I feel like it isn't 25 though. No, it isn't. Why are they telling me 25? Oh no, it is. Yeah, no, it is 25. Let's cut this shit down. 25 mil. Right there. So I need 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 of these. Now to do the really annoying job of trying to actually strip the wires, which I do have a tool for this, but I have a feeling it might not work. It did work! Oh, I fucking love this tool. I tell you what, it takes away so much of the fucking job having this tool. And what I'm basically doing is I'm taking away the red part of the wire to expose the metal core on the inside, so I can then put it here. I think that works pretty well actually. Yeah, that connects up. It's just trying to connect it up properly is going to be quite difficult. Okay, I think it said 1 pins, right? Okay, so 3 pins. Repeat the process on 1. I'm doing 1s first. That's fine. That's fine. I can actually let gravity do its job to a certain extent, and no, it's not actually fitting on there properly. Get on there. Yo, I missed the 3-headed monkey. How did I not hear it? Did the 3-headed monkey actually come up? What? It didn't show up? Motherfucker. Oh, StreamerBot has crashed. That'll be the reason. Oh, here you go, HK.
Look! A 3-headed
Monket.
Oh my god, it was the Monket one. Jesus Christ. By the way, the chances of getting that one is lower than the others, so yeah, you're pretty lucky with that one, HK. Monket. Rare Monket. When did Blizzard turn to shit anyway? Was it after they merged with Activision? No, I think it depends when you kind of. Sorry, HK. 3 for 3 should be a thing, though. I'd say, so, like anyone that gets to 3 for 3, I think that'll be the day, right? Sorry, like. So part of the building process is just trying to think of like the best way of actually attaching this thing, or the easiest way possible. So there might be points of silence, But by the way, if anyone has any other topics we can chat about as well, by all means bring it to the table. If there's a new game that you've been playing, or an old game that you've been playing, or whatever the in between is, and you want to share it, go for it. That sounds good. I've already mentioned that I've been playing the System Shock remake. I recommend it so much. it's great. Okay. I need some crocodile clips. That's what I need right now. I do have my spider thing, which is what I use for stuff, but I could take one of my crocodile clips and just pop in here. Yeah, that works. Awesome. It's all about concentration, hell yeah. Witchwood, seriously, prime cozy game. Witchwood. Ooh. It's kind of giving me like a Night in the Woods vibe. Or what was that other game that we played, Chelsea? Or did we watch someone play? I can't remember. No, we played it. No, you played it on stream with the town that had like a conspiracy going on. Lovingly rendered storybook art style. Puzzles. Ooh. The art style looks great. Kind of gives me Cult of the Lamb vibe as well. Interesting. Harvest Moon, yeah. I've let Chelsea borrow my 2DS XL and put an emulator and some GBA games on there. So Fallout 3 also been fun. Fallout 3 is looking real good. So in terms of System Shock, it's actually giving me the same vibe as what Fallout 3 did, and that's what I've been looking for this entire time, even though they are somewhat different games. I mean, they've got similarities in other ways, but overall pretty different. But I'm getting like serious vibes of when I was playing Fallout 3. It's pretty damn good. I looked at that a good 10 seconds trying to figure out the anagram before realizing that's just the title, yeah. Okay, now I'm listening. Well, you're gonna have to watch me play it then, Chelsea. I don't know. Maybe you'd be interested in it. It's a more of a slow-paced first-person shooter. So, yeah. It involved potions. It did look like it had potion-based stuff in it, right? The tree one where I could pick the story. Yes, that one, Chelsea. So cool. Like, weird and sarcastic and pretty and cute. Ah, see, something that might involve more story-based, right? More story-based stuff. Although the gameplay looked pretty cool as well. Nice, that looks like a cool selection then. Nice. Okay, so first one is done. Let me just snip. So that's pretty good actually. That's all soldered on. Next one. So this is going to take me a bit of time, and I don't want to hurry it, because the more you hurry it, the less of a nice looking job it is, but also more of a chance you fuck up with this kind of thing as well. And there is a high chance. Oh, bollocks. See, there's a high chance of fucking up, guys, and I just did it. The fuck? Yeah, I fucked up on that one. More wire. Woo. Nope. Drop the bloody wire. You describing a game or half the people here really? This sounds cool. For God's sake. I have to read what you were on a set again. Cool, like weird and sarcastic and pretty and cute and grim all in one. Thank you, HK. Oh, come on. I need to put the resistance on this thing. This wire trimmer is good when it actually fucking works. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, sorry if I'm banging and it's really fucking bassy. I just forgot that I don't have the noise suppression on. There we go. So you can get all of these lovely ASMR sounds. God's sake. Right. Tweezers. It's tweezer time. Oh, the above. Beacon Pines. Ah, right. Yeah, that's great. I got Witchwood for free on PS Plus tier. Nice. The fuck? Vanuatu tried calling me. Vanuatu? Huh? Thank you, Chelsea. There we go. Okay. Tweezers helped. Look at that shit. A country in Oceania. Oh, right. What? Getting some spam calls there going on. Are there any rich princes out there? Okay. Or rich princesses, sorry, yeah, that's a good point. I'd be game for a rich princess. Soldered on here. Okay. They've had enough of playing third fiddle to Aussie in New Zealand. Oh, no. my god, there was a Nacho Libre game. What? Do you think that's channel worthy? Chelsea. Playing Nacho Libre game. It's a rich princess calling now. God knows, Nacho Libre. Well, it's on Nintendo Life as well. Oh right, no, this isn't actually affiliated with Nintendo. It's a wrestling game. I for some reason that didn't pop into my head whatsoever. You're right, there is a man nip there. Awesome. Right. Next wire. Does anyone else have any projects on the go at the moment? I still have like a few on the back burner. There's the robot dog, which I've had for a couple of years now that I haven't built. The reason why I bought that is because I wanted to start doing some more robotics-based stuff, but I never got round to then doing it, unfortunately. I think I got a bit disheartened by it. That was during the Instagram period stuff, so... Just over through DS games. Yes, I have a project on the go. Only chopping trees and building Valheim. Ooh! Where you are at in Valheim at the moment, Duth? Me and the guys ended up playing a little bit off stream, actually. Funnily enough, we got our stuff back, thank fuck. And we built portals. We are ready to properly travel now. Ah, shit. The fuck did it go? Damn it. Oh, it's here. Here's me looking at my knob thinking it was bloody on my shorts, but no, it was not. Shit. Mine is to get my life in order so I can actually start projects. Oh, come on, Chelsea. Your project is yourself. Nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people are doing that, have that as a project. I always have 5+ projects going at once. Yeah. Yeah, I usually start something and then just don't ever come back to it, or come back to it like months later and then forget where I'm at, or have to relearn some things. Nice. Okay, so got all the small wires done on that side. Sick. We restarted and we are at the iron stage now. We blasted the first bits, have a nice little village built, nice, and everyone has their own house with some communal areas, nice. That's what we're doing with our our shit shack. Although it's not a shit shack anymore. It's a, what did Jim call it? Shit mansion or something like that. I can't remember. Successor to the shit shack, regardless. I'm a never-ending project. It's exhausting. Yeah, damn straight. Word apple. That sounds cute. Apple. Is fixing insomnia? I think that's definitely a project. HK, you working on it? I actually recently did a full apartment clean out, or I got rid of loads of not even begun projects, as well as just things I haven't touched in 2 years and clothes. Yeah. That's what me and Chelsea should really be doing in terms of just organising the house ready for future endeavours. When they brought out the babysitting mama game and they actually put out a baby plushie for it, I don't doubt that as well. That sounds terrible though. Horrifying. Which coincidentally started at the same time as I started ADHD meds. I was telling my shrink I probably didn't need because I probably don't have it. She's been laughing at me for 2 months now. I've been organising games. So it's helping then. I don't want to think about organising. Yeah, I know. I know, Chelsea. I know. It's good to hear, Your Honour. Good to hear. Okay, let's move on to the Blackwire. The fuck is the Blackwire? Oh, okay. I just didn't take it out of the box. Great. Friends have commented on my. That's really good to hear. I'm glad you found something. As if you needed anyone. Nice. 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 Okay, so 2.5. So I think this is going to be like the major finicky bit, because funny enough, I have is it a jig or a rig? I think it's a jig that they told me to print out for the actual switch buttons for soldering these, so that should be a lot easier to actually get into once I've like put everything and made it up through here. Yeah. I think for like my crafting, I have many skills and many interests, various degrees, and it all depends on my mood. These do cross over. Now these ones will be a bit easier because I don't have to. I still need the crocodile clip though. of organising specific things, but tidying and keeping my life organised is such a massive task for me. Don't know how people do it. So overwhelming. Well, I think when you've got that thing coming up, Chelsea, I think when you figure that out, I don't know how much you want to mention on stream, but when you want to figure that out, when you figure that out, and what's to come with that, I think that's going to help you a lot with that kind of thing. Don't mind talking about it. Do you want to mention it then? I don't want to speak for you. It's not work. You'd rather just crawl and yeah, yep. And I mean of when you tidy your room 5 hours later, it's a mess and you're sat playing your yeah. Very much so, yeah. So, somewhat recently, and I say recently, but it wasn't that recently, you've been told that, Chelsea have been told that she potentially has ADHD, although it's kind of all but confirmed. That is the word, actually, all but confirmed. But just because of the way things work, you have to go through a process in this country to actually talk to someone who can confirm it, and from what Chelsea's been told, it could take up to a year or longer, wasn't it, Chelsea? I can't remember. Chelsea hand puppet. That can go two ways, and I'm waiting for Dooth to say something to that comment, because yeah, that sounded extremely similar. Yeah, my shrink brought it up, mentioned it only 3 months ago. 3-year waiting list. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's to the point where I think we should just save up money just to get it done privately. Just because it's a bit of a shit, really, isn't it? But the thing is, as soon as you kind of get that diagnosis, it means that other actions can then be taken to try and figure out how you can kind of get help and how to help yourself as well. So. Yeah, there you go, Dave. I knew you. I knew it. I'm extremely lucky and got a shrink. That's a massive force within that area, and she just fucking hammered down regular. Oh, okay. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, this 1K is what Chelsea found out. I think the probability is even higher having someone related recently diagnosed. Yep. Legit hope you get help. I wish there were just like other ways of doing it, but it's like everything just gets filtered into this one place to try and determine it, and it's like, great, yeah, okay, wait 3 years. And it's like, okay, but to some people it's debilitating. It's something that will rule their life until they actually do get help for it. And I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. I mean, yeah, we're lucky that we get it free on our healthcare. That's great. But Jesus Christ, like. God's sake. Ugh. Come on, save it, save it. No, yes, maybe. I think I got it. Okay. Oh god, I've missed a lot. What's going on? Someone mentioned to me has been a help in itself. Because I never even knew a lot about it before. Just assumed hyperactive boys, and you read into it and like, you know. You think with such a, I don't know, simple common mental issue that ADHD that it wouldn't be. Yeah. It's hard to tell why. Maybe it's because, is it more prevalent in today's society now, or is it just, has it been undiagnosed for so long that they don't have enough of the facilities to help to diagnose this many people? I don't know. I even notice it myself how much patience I find for people. Yeah. Only on the weekends, though, when she loops up her hand good and proper, sits you on her knee and gets. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! All these things sound this whole time. Stop watching through the window and ask to come in already. Yeah, he does like the peep. That is definitely a kink. The peep kink. If you get help, guarantee it'll feel like a new world in best way possible. Sounds like me closing in on an O? On an O? ADHD has been severely underdiagnosed, and the umbrella for it has also widened a lot over the later years. I talked a lot about this with my shrink, since I have another diagnosis that present as ADHD. Honestly, I don't care if it's the other diagnosis or ADHD, or as my shrink says, both, as long as the treatments are working. I mean, yeah, if there's results, then it shouldn't matter too much, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm not speaking as a professional, but I feel like, yeah, if you're feeling better. Yeah, you said almost got it. Yes, no, maybe. All right. That sounded familiar. Let's, cool. That was good. Nice. One more of these tiny wires. Bloody hate it, but one more and we're set to go. long you can do it. No worries, Your Honor. Damn it, did it again! Come on, feedback through. Yeah. Bloody hate these tiny wires. Ooh, it's 20 past 10. It's getting there. Time has flown by though, I have to say. Just gonna hop into bed. No worries, Chelsea. So I remember the invitation to the Minecraft server you gave me a while ago. Said fuck it, installed Java, Minecraft, download CurseForge, mod pack, got it all sorted. I could count the frame. Ah, dude. Sorry to hear that. I really do want you on the server. But yeah, if that's the case, obviously it's no good. Don't know. How does regular Minecraft run on your machine, HK? Okay, now I just need to do these big wires. That's a tricky part. I'm trying to figure out. Bedrock Edition runs fine, but Java, even unmodded, runs like shit. I don't really understand why. It might be RAM allocation, although I do think Bedrock Edition does run better in general. But when you say fine with the Bedrock Edition, what? I assume, well, I don't know if you know what frame rate you're actually getting. Because the thing is about the modded version of it is that I haven't added anything that should really push it to its limit, but I suppose you're adding anything, it will kind of push it to a certain extent. But it's hard to know, to be honest. Seems 60. I have it capped at that anyway. In CurseForge, there are some settings that you can go into for regular Minecraft, which allows you to allocate more RAM. Because that's the only thing that I could think it might be, is that there's potentially not enough RAM on there. But it's hard to diagnose. Okay, so black wire is on. Doesn't feel the sturdiest. Using River Tuner to cap it in the in-game settings. I have no idea what River Tuner is. I've used River Tuner before. It's just another way to cap your frame rate on, I suppose, everything. It's a good way to make it universal, and especially for games that don't allow you to cap frame rate, or don't allow you to cap the frame rates at a specific point, which sometimes you need to do. Yeah, I don't see how Java is going to be worse, like noticeably worse than Bedrock. I do know that they've kind of made it better in some way to handle it, like, because it's it's not, well, I don't know what is that, or is it DirectX, or I don't know. I get confused about that stuff. I tried River Tuner. I'd capped mining game, but it didn't help. River Tuner did so. Stream without issues. Interesting. Well, so from not capping the frame rate, it causes frame rate issues where it goes to a lower frame rate. Fuck that shit. I suppose maybe would it throttle it? Is that the idea? Just frame rate, or does it assist in other ways as well? I can't answer that one. I swear it's like it shows like graphs and stuff. It'll give you an actual frame rate number as well in like the top corner, I believe. Because it usually that's it accompanies a different piece of software, I think, as well, right? Usually, I can't remember anything. Fucking attach, you prick. Damn it. Clean the tip again, make sure it's nice and shiny. Oh, there's the spider back, Chelsea. Where is it? God's sake, what is going on with this thing? Fucking hell, I can't get this wire on here. Just too oily. Sometimes that is a thing where just like I've got my hand oils on bloody wire and it just the solder just won't fucking adhere to it whatsoever. Oh wait. I got it. Oh wait, no, I haven't. Have I? No. Fucking stay on there, you dickhead. Yeah, it isn't attached to it whatsoever. What a prick. Let's burn. Burn! Lets you cap a lot of settings and alter stuff. And you use it for frame rate cap for so many games or older games that have resource issues at times. It's above my pillow again. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. Would Java be better for frame rate as well in some cases? I don't know. Yeah, it's worth doing some bits and pieces because yeah, it sounds a bit irregular that Java Minecraft isn't running properly. I mean, I know that Minecraft can be quite an intensive game, but the thing is, you can change some of the settings on there to suit it to working with most systems. I can understand how the mod pack that I've made might be difficult, but yeah, difficult for it to run, but it shouldn't be that bad. Right, okay, here we go. So I've soldered all of these tiny bloody wires attaching to the points on here, and then we have the larger wires, which these parts will be going into this chip here. It's an easy plug in, plug out kind of system, I guess, just to make it a bit easier to organize the wires. Oh yeah, right. Let's have a look at the next part. Turn off the soldering iron so I don't burn myself accidentally, which I have many times, unfortunately. Well, when I finish stream, Chelsea, I'll come see if I can find the spider. My computer is also rather meh in general. It's good for a lot of stuff. Gaming is not one of them. Do you have specs? Do you got a spec list? Because yeah, if we do get a spec list of what your computer has, then that'd be the easiest way to determine yeah or no of whether it will run or not. Okay, so the next part. Throw a grenade in the room, problem solved. Yeah, that spider will be gone. Okay, let me extend this a bit bigger. Okay, so what it's asking us to do now is yeah, so we need to attach wires to pin 2. So I've been attaching these wires to pins 1 and pins 3. And now I need to attach a wire to pin 2. And what I'm assuming it is that we have positive and negative for 1 and 3. And then 2 is the, I guess, variable part that determines where the resistance is at. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Either way, we're getting there. Let's have a look at these wires. So, what colours do we have? We've got a nice purple, a brown, a grey, and a white. So here's a brown. Oh, look at this. White, grey, purple. And those just go in there parts on pins 2. Each of the signal pins, so they're called signal pins, there you go. Snip off one of the connectors, again make sure the other end has a female DuPont connector. Is it DuPont or DuPont? Is it French or is it a name, or is it a French name? To make identification easier, it is recommended to use a different coloured wire for each. Yeah, I'm going to use the same one that this guy has. Strip a small section of the sheath on each wire, twist and tin. Solder each of these wires to one of the signal pins on the potentiometers. That's the pot's done. Okay, so we'll do that before moving on to the next part. Okay, so first one will be purple. And also what I might do actually is just bring you guys in a bit closer to the action. What's going on? Probably should have done that from the beginning, but it's whatever, isn't it? This webcam is actually not bad. It just has to have good lighting, that's the only thing. Make sure the lighting is good. Pentium Silver N5000, 4GB of RAM. Well, I believe Minecraft utilizes 4GB of RAM. I don't know whether it goes beyond. Does it go beyond that? Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Let me have a look at a Pentium 500. 1.1 gigahertz, 4 threads, 4 cores, 2.7 gigahertz. Yeah, it might struggle a little bit. Where does it come up to on? And this is just specs anyway. It's hard to. Single thread rating 1124. Those are NA. So there was an i7 that was lower than this at one point. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think allocating as much RAM as possible to the game might help. Yeah, I don't know. It's this website is not giving me the information I need. That is the problem here. Turbo's at 2.6. It's not bad, CPU. Oh yeah, I actually said, like, I literally just typed it in and typed in Minecraft next to it, and it says yes, you can run Minecraft 1.19 Optifine with a Pentium Silver N5000 and 4GB of RAM. So Optifine is what we're using as shaders to run as well. The game will run smoothly and without any issue. So it kind of does actually sound like that there might be another issue elsewhere, dude. Like something that you can potentially fix if what they're saying on here is correct. And they're saying 4GB of RAM is fine as well. Although someone's saying not very well. Yes, you can smoothly use Android Studio. Well, that's not correct. Yeah. Like I said, I plan on messing around. Exactly. I think that's the best. Bit smooth with perfect lighting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't go for Optifine. Definitely don't go for Optifine, but you might be able to find a fix for it. Try Doof's River Tuner idea, try my RAM allocation idea, and see what you can do. Focus on Steam Deck right now. Ooh. Oh yeah, Stream Deck, yeah. Said I plan on messing around. Yeah. No, I like to look at these things though. HK. So it interests me a lot. Actually, what I'll do is I'll strip back all of these wires so that it's just ready then. Oh god, no. Down my oily fingers. I think, yeah, my oily bloody fingers aren't allowing this to actually go in. Maybe if I just dip it into some of this, clean it a little bit. There you go, I'm turning it on. That helped a lot, actually. Interesting. Then grey. Flux kind of just like cleans it as well, which is good. Cleans it of my oils. Yo, what is going on here? Why is it smoking so much? Let's get a good clean in then. Might actually have to get a new soldering tip at some point. Purple. Purple is good. Next one is brown. Brown is good. Next one is grey. This is a building stream already, not a rock concert. Keep the smoke down. I'm trying. I'm trying. Is that on? That's on. There we go. There we go. So all of these wires are connected. Perfect. I've connected up all the wires to this now. Okay, so what time is it? It's 10 to 11. Let's have a quick look at what the next part is, but I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do the next part. I mean, yeah, 10 minutes I'm not going to be able to do it, but... Woohoo indeed, HK. We're getting there. We're getting shit done, thankfully. That's the pot done. Make a note of which color wire corresponds to which pot, as it'll make it easier when it comes to connecting the wires to the Arduino. Now onto the switches. We'll start by using the solder jig, which I did print one here. There you go. This is a solder jig, which I printed as well. To make some diode assemblies. There we go. So we finally moved on to the diodes. So diodes, from my understanding and from a very simple understanding, is just a way of pushing the current in a certain direction. So a current can access one way but not the other. And I think it's just, they're used to just, I mean, it's necessary for certain circuit diagrams, but I don't know anything else beyond that point. I think it's just a case of like, if maybe there's like a way that it could potentially go one way or the other, a diode makes it so that it can only go one way. It'll block it off any other way. But there's also different ratings for different diodes as well. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but it's a very simple understanding. Take 3 diodes and bend the cathode leg. The one next to the black stripe, a little over 90 degrees. Snip off the other leg roughly 10 millimeters. How far would you say you are? Like 50%? Let's have a look. So we're here. We've got to do the jig, which will be 3 diodes. We've got to make 4 of these, which won't take long because of the jig, which is why you print it. Then the jig gets moved over to here, where I'll have to solder each of these blocks as well. Yeah, which is going to be a bit of a scramble trying to get the soldering iron in there, but it should be alright. Yeah, so wire to thing. Oh no, there is small wires. Oh, bloody small wires. Small wires and then longer wires. But then once that's done, it is just connecting it to the Arduino. Your arch nemesis. I hate the fucking small wires. It's so annoying. But then like it all attaches to the Arduino, which is the microcontroller, which is inside of here, and that's just plug in. Because with these Dupont wires, Dupont, it is just a case of just plugging it in like that. Ooh, that's not fitting in properly. What the fuck? Oh, there you go. And they kind of like clip in. And I'm assuming I'm going to have to glue this sucker in as well. Also, there is a solder contact which could be a bit better. That's fine. I'd probably say I'm a little over 50% done. Just depending on how long it takes to do these small bloody wire things. God, I don't even know how I'm meant to keep those wires in position. Okay, well, that is going to have to be future Geordie's problem. Because I'm not going to be able to do it tonight. Oh, even actually, use some... Here we go, so... Use some strong double-sided tape or a small amount of super glue to attach the Arduino to the base. So yeah, so this Arduino, I kind of wish there was a screw point, but I guess that's the point of this controller, is that you buy it, you stick it to whatever you're going to be using it for, and then it's good to go. I think I might have to use super glue for this. Should be alright though. And then that goes onto here. Oops. And then you see the USB-C poking through the hole, which then theoretically, yeah, all the wires are then connected to that microcontroller. There isn't a screw point, but there is a Dupont. Good sake. I'm looking it up now because I genuinely have absolutely no idea. Right. Where does the name for Dupont wire come from? Well, the name is Dupont wires, or rather DuPont. This name is derived from the manufacturer of the connector type they mount, both male and female. DuPont. DuPont. Was DuPont French? DuPont, variously styled as DuPont, 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 or DuPont, is a French name, meaning of the bridge. Just like its namesake. It's a wire bridge, I guess. Historically indicating that the holder of the surname resided near a bridge. DuPont. Come on, that is like, it's French. DuPont. Yeah, exactly, HK. DuPont. Poor. Interesting. Actually, yeah, I'd say 50% as well, because if you have a look at this as well, there's like a load of like software based stuff that I need to do as well, copy and pasting coding and stuff like that to make sure it's working correctly. and then OBS WebSocket as well. Either way, we will get through it. Question is though, do I do the rest of this off stream or do I do this next Wednesday? I mean, I had fun. I'd be happy to do this next Wednesday. I have got a hankering of playing Bolt Gun though. I really want to play Warhammer Bolt Gun, but I think for the sake of making stuff on a Wednesday, I think finishing this off stream well. Yeah, I'll see how I feel. I don't know if I even have the time to finish it at any other point anyway, so I probably will have to wait until a stream day, and so maybe next Wednesday we'll finish this off then. I think that'd be pretty cool. Our minds are connected. Why? Oh, right, because you said you finishing this off stream at the same time that I was talking about it. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go back to main webcam. Hello. You don't often see me under light. It's usually pretty dark in here. I think it's been pretty successful though. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm pretty happy to bring more of these types of streams in. They require a bit of preparation because it's not like I can just 3D print stuff on stream and then have it ready to just kind of go. It has to be 3D printed beforehand, and the actual project-based stuff has to be viable here without me going elsewhere to try and stuff, like if I need to take it outside or whatever. So I don't know how often I'll be doing these maker streams, but hell, I really bloody enjoy it. I think it's fun, and it also gives us a chance to actually chat about stuff. So at least there's that. I hate touching this thing. Like, it has the potential to be very hot. Sorry, I'll probably put this away after stream. Yeah, I'll put this away after stream actually. I see you in all lights. I've enjoyed this a lot. One more, please. Thank you. Oh, thank you, everyone. Shows off what a clever bastard you are as well. For God's sake. No worries, Your Honor. I'm glad. I'm happy to see you in stream again. I think. Yeah, I've been happy to see everyone in stream, and yeah, next time I think I probably need to bring some more talking points. The problem is I was going to be talking about this stuff like 2 weeks ago. Like streamed 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I was hit with like a bout of like stress and anxiety and wasn't able to stream that day, so it didn't happen. But yeah, for future ones I'll bring stuff that's a bit more relevant and some stuff that we can rant about as well. I love a good old rant. But yeah, so next stream is Friday. Me and Chelsea are going to be playing some Resident Evil Revelations 2. It is co-op as well. Chelsea, I don't know if you remember us talking about that. It is a co-op game. So prepare for that shit. But it's
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Oh, dude, thank you so much. Bloody
I'm doing my part.
Doof
I'm
is
doing my part.
I'm doing my
his
part.
part.
I'm doing my part too.
Thank you so much, Dee. I appreciate that. No, Chelsea, you're not supposed to be streaming Friday. I believe it's local co-op only. I will look into it though. Why is my shit not working?
Schnipp, schnapp! Da, ja! Ich bin Schnappi, das Krokodil! Ha, Thomas Ägypten!
I love that part. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's local co-op, Chelsea. I think we spoke with Scotty about it. And it's like, yeah, local co-op only. And regardless, I think we prefer to play local co-op, even if we do get the decision. So it's whatever. Why is nothing working? The fuck? Oh, it says partially connected. Oh, Twitch is having issues at the moment. Yeah, Twitch is... It's saying it's partially connected to Twitch, which means Twitch is having issues. Can you refund that, Chelsea? I will make sure this is... oh, event connect. Yeah, it's not connecting to the event sub. Oh, okay. In bed. You end up getting it back, dude. I'm gonna make sure that's fixed next time. We'll do it Friday. Find out next time. Yeah, unfortunately, there's an impossibility of making a button for it. I'm lucky that I've got a skeleton dance button, but yeah. Yeah, I'll look into that anyway. So yeah, Friday, Resident Evil. We're back to retrospective. We're getting through them. I'm looking forward to get through all of them so that we can finally go on to Silent Hill as well. I'm really looking forward to the Silent Hill retrospective that we will eventually get to. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, on that note, I'm bloody tired. It is 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna bid you all adieu. Again, thanks everyone for joining. More build stream next week. I'm gonna say yes. Let's do it. And yeah, make sure you bring your topics to Discord if you have anything that you want to chat about on Wednesdays. So yeah, catch you guys later. Everyone have a great rest of your night and great rest of your week. And I will see you Friday. Goodbye. 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 Bye bye. Goodbye.